And we are live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamers live stream. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999, and joining me is the abomination himself, RSG's only, one and only, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. Finity is here. Dr. Finn, what the hell are we doing?
We are doing what CG should be, which is having a live Q&A with the community.
All right, how are we doing this today?
And so we are following the dev Q&A. They have their post up in the general forums.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get questions, we are going to reenact their responses. It's that simple, Ranger. It's that simple.
It's science.
Mm-hmm. It is.
All right, so
in the meantime, RSG will take questions from the community, and I have the dev thing ready. I have Discord ready. I have everything ready to go.
well, the first question is, what the fuck is going on with the game?
Well,
It's not
we'll
working.
have to wait for the devs to answer that one.
It's not working.
RSG Communication Liaison Services is in no part a subsidiary of Capital Games or EA. Any responses we make are surely just those of our own, and sometimes we don't even agree with ourselves, so please take them cautiously.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can log in right now, Skywalker Vader.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've been trying. It's just spinning, or yeah, there's an error with your connection. Try again.
The game is broke-ed. It's broken.
Well, that's it.
I mean, I don't know what else to do. Yeah, Ouchie, I got my bow tie on and everything because it's a very special occasion. This is the second time that RSG has a dev interview. This one is the first that's a reenactment because they don't offer it to us.
No, well, I will be doing all the devs. Finn will be... So I will be doing all the devs, and then Finn will be doing...
before we start, should we do the introduction to the devs to everyone? Let's introduce them to all of the devs.
Who you want to introduce first?
All right, so let me start off on my end. So the one that will be running the interview is going to be none other than CGSB Crumb. Hi.
Oh my god.
Ha 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 ha.
Higher. Oh! There you go.
Okay, so that is Crumb. He is going to be asking the questions. And then we have three others that are going to be answering questions today. The first one is the live producer, CG Top Hat.
Oh, let me get my mouth on there. Hello, weaklings. I've brought punch and pie. Dickles. Okay.
Then we have the senior game designer, CG Sven GG.
The gaming isn't a person turkey. The gaming.
There will have to be additional translation for that translation. Then we have CG Viking, who is the creative director.
Alright, I'm not a Viking. I'm from Ireland, Scotland, somewhere around the Highlands. I've come to take your women and tell you about nothing.
And then we have, lastly, the data analyst and lead product manager, CG Cyanides.
Heavens to Megatron, what's going on? I have green skin. It's fabulous.
So there you go. That is your introduction to the devs that are going to be doing this Q&A. As the questions start coming in, and we do have our first set of questions coming in here, we will go through these and tell you guys kind of what the questions are. And we will have the devs respond, as they should, live.
I think so.
So, there you go.
So, Finn's...
All right, so we have our first question, Ranger.
Oh, what is it?
Okay, I'm getting ready. I'm putting it in the stream chat, the stream questions. Okay. All right, so to go to the questions, let's go to Crumb himself to ask the question of CG Cyanides.
Mm-hmm.
The question is from the Business 44. Currently, farming relic materials interferes with farming Cantina characters. Are there any plans to create a new type of energy for relic materials or merging relic materials with mod energy?
Heavens to Betsy, we won't be creating a new energy for this, but we are looking at ways to help the inflow of relic materials. Oh my. We've been having some talks about adding a daily challenge for them, but nothing is final yet. Finn, you're muted, dum-dum. Oh my god.
We have another question too for you, CG Cyanides.
Oh goody, I can't wait to answer this one.
All salvages are equal, but some salvages are more equal than others. Are there any plans to rebalance the salvage drops of gear?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm assuming you're asking why gear, like MK3 Carbonte salvage, have similar drop rates to other pieces of gear that have a lower demand? Question mark. We have no plans on altering drop rates, but we are looking at adding ways to earn more gear. Some ideas we're working on is adding a new tier. The daily challenges. Increasing GAT currency rewarded. Adding car text to TWTB, etc. Question mark.
And there you go. Those are all the questions right now.
So far, that's where we're at. Okay.
Yep. As we get more questions, we will tell you guys more.
Okay, that's science. All right, I am in the game now, so I'm trying to see if it's working. I'm going to try and do a PvP match. This could go very badly for me, Finnadoodle. All right, let's see what happens.
I sound like the Wicked Witch and Mr. Hat.
Howdy how. If you guys want a certain voice for any of these, let me know. I mean...
No, these are the developers. You can't change the developers.
Oh, that's the hell we
They
can't.
all have their voices.
I'll do what I want, Finn.
So we are giving you the questions and answers live as they show up on the forums, and the devs, well, the pseudo devs, are answering it here on this RSG Communication Liaison Services stream. And we are presenting to you the November SWGOH Developer Q&A Reenactment. So I hope you guys are having a great day. We are here to give you guys the answers that people in the community asked of the developers. And as we get more, we will let you guys know. But it looks like we can finally enter the game again. Hope you guys are having fun.
Yeah. It's working. It's working.
Really, iMixmaster, this is a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes thing by CG. Of course it's spelled wrong.
Yeah, it's ironical.
I mean, that's kind of the point.
Okay, it seems to be working.
I mean, that was the point.
Trying to see what we can.
Basically, our budget ran out of E's because of the E's in November, and then Reenactment has 3 of them, plus Developer has 2 other ones. We ran out of budgets on the E's, so we had to throw in some O's.
That's a bunch of horse shit. We were just being stupid.
Yeah. We wanted to put in the O.
All right.
I still like the story that we ran out of E's. That's true. I could add a G at the end and make it a developorg.
No, I will immediately leave this stream.
Developorg interview. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. But yeah.
No. Let's not do that. All right.
Okay, so we've had 2 questions so far. It's a very slow Q&A.
Yeah. This is what happens when you do it like this.
We can't provide the answers. We can only give you guys the results.
We're just providing the feedback. So...
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of like it's science. Can't really do any more than that. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So far the game's being steady now. For you guys that are having problems, I was having issues, and so it looks like it's kind of it's working now. Okay. So there we go. Nathan Herod says the correct answer is the Count and Oscar stole the E. There you go.
Yeah, but they wouldn't replace it with something else. They would just straight up steal it. I mean, that's what would happen. They would straight up steal the E and not replace it. So it would be developer. Yeah, it would be developer if we were to actually just
Ruffles have ridges. Zigwood, you've only missed the first 2 questions. Nathan Harris said, this is much better than reading the CG.
This is what we've been saying all along, and we at RSG Communication Liaison Services want to provide our services to CG to make the Q&A a better experience for the players. So there you go. That is what we want to do for you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. If you guys can take a second, please give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And those of you guys that are new here, please make sure to subscribe if you guys can. It'll give you guys notifications. We do live streams because we want to build a gaming community.
That's
so if you guys would like to be part of this, just fun community where we discuss games but just have fun, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications when we go live. We are live all the time to distract you during your work days.
Don't worry, Brian Bode. We've got the questions for you, buddy.
Yeah, it's on the general forums. They kind of hide it in there.
We got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
EA Sports. We mess shit up.
That's not what Warriors said, but that is what we'll go with. Because I don't think we can actually read what Warriors said.
EA Sports.
No,
we
no,
like chicken.
No. Okay. You worried me. You worried me that you were going with Warriors.
EA Sports.
No.
Finn's
no.
a butthole.
Okay, that's still better. That's still better than what
EA
Warriors.
Sports. Vagina.
No, that went bad. Why'd you have to go there?
Because I can. Because you keep saying porg a lot, and I'm going to get my revenge and make you uncomfortable with foul potty language.
I don't want to get the channel in trouble. I mean, it's just going to get the whole channel in trouble for saying those kind of things.
All right. Yeah, people do read the forums, Brian Bodie.
Unfortunately,
we read them a lot.
Mm-hmm. But then we read them so we can tell you guys.
Shadowville, you guys subscribe to Disney yet? Yes, I have. Take all my monies.
I have not yet.
How dare you, sir?
Well, I'm waiting to see if they're streaming or releasing it in bulk, The Mandalorian. The only thing I'll be watching is The Mandalorian, so I don't know if it's worthwhile for me to do the whole subscription or wait until I have a bunch of episodes.
I'm doing the $6.99. Yeah, because I just want. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. But yeah, JG Hot One question. Hey CG, why did you decide to F the players who spend over $700 for cash of Camino to get a useless character at 5 stars? Also, is it too late to get a refund? For iPhone, Apple Store, never. For Google,
no. Warrior mentioned it. For Android, you pretty much have to do it within 2 weeks. I think he said.
No, otherwise it's 24 hours or something.
48 hours or something. Yeah, you have to do it pretty quickly on Android. Otherwise, it becomes a pain because you have to go through EA. Apple is a lot more lenient.
Ouchie Dumpling question. Finn, what are your thoughts on the canon named Porg? Do you like the name?
I unfortunately did not have a chance to go through it. I saw Ouchie post it that there is now a named Porg, but I did not have an opportunity to read it fully to see what was going on. So I can't comment from a position of knowing at this moment. I have to kind of wait.
Okay.
Ranger, I think we can rearrange the windows a little bit here on the stream to make it better for the people.
No.
Please?
No.
It's going to be simple.
There is no such damn thing as simple when it comes to you.
It is.
All right. Okay. So this is what I deal with on a weekly, like a daily basis with this mongoloid. All right, Finn. What are we changing there? Bow tie, butthole.
Okay. So for my window, right? Move it closer to the top left window, like all the way in the top corner, and then make it bigger so that it goes almost to like the right edge goes towards the RSG Communication Liaison Services.
Okay.
And then yours will go in the bottom right window, and then you make it bigger so it just overlaps on the corner of mine. Yours should be a little bit bigger than mine. And that way, our windows are bigger.
You ever went across the windows, Finn?
It's okay to cross windows. You don't cross the streams. But we're on the same stream, so it's fine.
More questions. Matt says, question, will you please take off that bow tie? No, he's not going to do that.
This is my professional attire as a member of RSG Communication Liaison Services.
Let's see here. Infinite Gaming question. Did you guys unlock the Hyneb armor yet? And is it worth it to get it to 7 stars? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to do the Cantina stuff and chase. I'm going to spend 300 crystals today. I got 51 out of 80, I believe, today, Finn. When we did with all the crystals I had, I was maxed out. So, not a bad drop rate at all. I was actually pretty impressed, actually. Ray Rock, question. Did you borrow your outfit from Bill Nye the Science Guy, Finn?
Bill Nye the Science Guy. That show was so awesome. I miss Bill Nye the Science Guy. That was a fun show to watch. That was childhood. I have to say. Why is the bow tie making you uncomfortable?
Well, no.
It's a very stylish bow tie.
Okie dokie. Question Finn from Ziglet. Where is name tag?
I do need a name tag.
No, you don't. I don't have a name tag. I'm going to put a stupid name tag on. Oh my god. Thanks, Ziglet. Why can't you have a question like, Finn, why haven't you stabbed your porg yet? Because then he'd be like, oh, I need to do that.
I have to make a name tag. It's a good suggestion.
You have to do. You have to make a name tag.
It's a good suggestion.
They want to know: is that a clip-on?
It is not a clip-on.
Oh, it's not a clip-on.
Mm-mm. It's actually not. It's not a clip-on, but it's also not one that I put together.
The intense sexiness of the bow tie. Okay,
it's also not one that I put. It's not one that I had to actually like tie the bow tie. It's not a clip-on, but it's one that connects in the back.
Matt Bailey says this is not the Finn we know. You to question Ranger. Will you download the new album from RSG Studios? Not yet. You need suspender, said Alchie. Skywalker Veer says are all the answers to 42 pretty much.
If there's no more questions,
Briera said
I'll
you
go
missed
get
my
the suspenders.
super important question.
Oh, we have more questions. We have a lot more questions.
Did you decide on your mustache style yet? That's what Briera said.
Not yet. Not yet. I will maybe leave it open to the community. I have not decided.
Question from Nathan Herod. What other mobile games do you play, or can there be only one? There can be only one. One game to rule them all. One game to bind
we
them.
We have two questions.
Oh, Lord. Okay, get back to the questions.
One question is for Crumb, and the other one is for CG Viking. So we'll do the CG Viking one first.
I don't care.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get ready here. Let me see if I do this. And hold on, let me do this. And change. And there we go. Okay, here we go. All right.
Okay. First question. Any love for First Order in the future?
All right, there is. You'll see more First Order content in the coming months, you bastards.
And then we have a question from me. What does your community manager do all day? Because it certainly doesn't seem like he is managing the community. Well,
oh, really? That was the question? Oh, that's a hard one right there, laddie. I don't envy.
I wish I could spend all day talking to players, as it's what I enjoy most about this job, and it's something we need to do more of. But here's an idea of what I might be doing when I'm not posting and chatting to players. Report critical issues to the team as they appear in weekly reports. I read a lot, even if I don't respond all the time. Every week, I surface the top discussed, most frustrating issues from the players directly to the team, advocate for the community to the team, and raise concerns about the impact of a change on players, mostly writing up how X change will impact different types of players. Writing and reviewing posts, update notes, newsletters, announcements with the designers and engineers, organize our regularly scheduled events, dev Q&A, road ahead, state of the galaxy, getting updates of the status of tickets of the dev tracker, respond to direct messages on a variety of platforms, forums, Reddit, Slack, Discord. The volume of messages I receive daily is high and endless. I don't get to as often of many of these as I would like to, but I try to respond when I can. I wish I had another 4 hours in the day to get to more of these. Occasionally, I also deal with particularly difficult tickets that need a strong knowledge of what's going on in the community for the CS team.
So basically, you just read me your resume, you wee bonny bastard.
Well, that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
Okay. So that was the response. I mean, I don't doubt that Crumb is doing a lot of that, but seriously, there's at some point it doesn't appear that way.
I did like the question though, man. That was hard hitting.
That was, and they picked it, which was nice. But yeah, so it's unfortunate, but that's what they did. Okay, we have one more question now. We have a new question.
Oh, what? Okay.
We have a new question for Top Hat. New question for Top Hat. All right. SB Crumb, we need you back here to ask your question.
Okay. Hi there. Is the game dying? As in, are you losing interest and running out of ideas for the game? As a lot of people are thinking the game is dead in the water and going nowhere. I really hope it isn't because I love this game. Any thoughts?
I find your lack of faith in this game disturbing. We recently appeared on the Galactic War Report and discussed this specifically. As I said there, the game is not dying, and by measures is healthy and vibrant. Like my lightsaber. As we alluded to in the podcast, we recognize there's some skepticism in the player base about our incentives to answer this directly. But seriously, like if I wasn't serious enough, the game is fine. Regarding the question about losing interest or running out of ideas, I don't think that's the case here. We're regularly talking about upcoming character content, discussing the raid, and thinking about new modes. The game is really big and complicated, and making updates to it takes time. Now, leave.
And there you go. Let's
Okay.
see if there's any more questions here. And we'll follow up. Okay, we did those. And those are it for the questions for now.
All right, so far that's where we're at.
We're keeping you up to date on what is going on here. Those are the dev questions so far. So there you go. I mean, yeah, I still don't understand why they just go on the Galactic War Report. It's a nice shout out to Galactic War Report. They do a good job.
We like it.
Yeah. They do a good job on their podcast. So I'm glad that they're checking in on that and at least responding somewhere. I know it's a little more difficult, but there you go. Let's see. We have another question for Top Hat that came in.
Oh, goody.
All right. Yeah, I'll put that in here. Okay, and we need Crumb back here to ask the questions. And
Jesus,
what?
that's a big mash of a question.
Okay. CG Top Hat, I really enjoyed your recent appearance on the Galactic War Report. You seemed to be very open to both news and questions. How far ahead did you plan your appearance, and can we anticipate more community outreach soon?
I'm glad you asked. Thank you. I suppose this should be followed by a nice try, CG. Yes. What do you mean? This is not one of our questions. Personally, the longer I've worked on this game, I feel like the more open I've become in my answers and things I'm willing to address. All of us here love talking about the game and working on the game with the players. This is hard to read. The GWR guys, in my opinion, do a good job of taking a relative journalistic approach to the interview. That appearance happened pretty quickly, going and looking at emails. We reached out to GWR on 10/22 about doing the interview the evening of 10/24. We're looking into what it means to have a more regular appearance of the developers of all flavors be heard from more regularly. We're supposed to get on with them this Wednesday, but some shenanigans on our side prevented us from talking with them. TLDR. Thanks, and we'd like to do a lot more of it. Oh my God.
And we have more.
Oh God. Okay, who's next?
It's more Top Hat.
What?
We need more Top Hat.
Oh God.
Question. Are you ready, Top Hat?
I hate you. Read it.
Why, when you have a completely deterministic game, do you not use a known random seed given to a client before you do a match? This would let you check a result of a match on a server and prevent all cheating if you send the client moves at the end of the match back to the server.
The short answer is that I don't have to answer this, but I will because I can, not that I want to, that I have to because I want to. Is that it's not how it works, and it's complicated. The cheating we see in our game is common to most games with a similar architecture. We haven't been able to give an update on it in a bit, but we're still working with SWGOH.GG to surface the match results through their website. I just pinged them while writing this. And the update is that they are currently working on the data, creating some mock-ups. We're making progress and hope we can go live soon-ish. Possibly.
Okay, let me do one more check here. See if we have any more questions queued up. And we do not. Okay, back to RSG Communication Liaison Services.
Okay, and we're back. This is what we do. This is what we do, people.
No, I'm laughing at some of these responses.
I mean, this is really kind of silly. So, I mean, look, we can give our feedback here while we wait for them. So, the whole thing about the Galactic War Report, honestly, I think we covered this in Jedi Academy and everything. Shame on CG.
Yeah.
Seriously. You have Arnold, who probably reaches out to more people than Galactic War Report does with the way that he has developed his YouTube. And I know I'm singling him out, but he is the largest of the SWGOH YouTubers, right? You had Arnold as a game changer. He was there to do the reporting of Galaxy of Heroes, and he actually did it quite well and enough to make a large YouTube channel. But you basically discontinue the Game Changer channel, the whole Game Changer program for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and now reach out in 2 days' notice to Galactic War Report. Sorry, no, that's silly. You're missing your largest market quite impressively and intentionally to go to Galactic War Report. Nothing against Galactic War Report, guys, but I think they would even admit that Arnold is a bigger source of information for people in the community, because this is a game and people tend to go to YouTube for games, not podcasts. So if CG really wants to try and make something with the community and really try to build up that relationship that they seem to be indicating in some of these responses, reach out to Arnold. I mean, come on. That would be the much better way to go about this. I'm glad they addressed the game is dying issue, but and then the issue about the cheating and everything. I mean, that we know is happening. They're working on it.
Well, the thing that we love talking to the community and stuff like that.
They don't talk with. They listen. Maybe we have no evidence of that, right? They're saying it, but we don't know how much they listen. Yeah. And then the other part is that it's unfortunately. It's what are they going to do in order to show that they listen to the community? And their actions speak louder than words. You can listen all you want. If you don't act on it, or you don't act on it in the way that we intended, then it's sad. We've seen them before take suggestions and then mess it up. So if that's the way they're going to do it, then I mean, you're just doing what you are and just paying lip service to the community. So, all right, let's see. We do have another question up.
Oh, goody!
And guess who it's for?
Mr. Hanky.
Nope. It's good old Top Hat again.
Oh, God.
So we are bringing back SB Crum.
I'm tired of speaking, Finn. It's making my nostrils flare.
Well, let me give it back to SB Crum in order to ask the questions first. So Crum, go ahead and ask your questions.
Okay. Do you watch YouTube videos by the community? Are you aware of the growing sentiments they're expressing on behalf of the community? Do those type of community input factor into any of your design decisions?
CG Top Hat, we've watched them, sure. Their sentiments largely mirror those in the community and don't fundamentally add much to the conversation beyond what we see in Reddit in the forums. We look for the concerns of the community, not any specific personalities.
Okay, and let me do one more check here for any additional questions. And we are good right now. Back to RSG Communication Liaison Services in the studio.
Okay.
I know what I want to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Finn.
You can...
it's going to be a lot of cussing.
Nah, you can watch it, but you're not doing anything about it.
No.
I mean, some of these are some of the things that we have talked about on ours and in other channels have been the exact same thing over 3 years. and nothing has changed.
No. So.
Nothing has changed in 3 years on some of these issues. Not everything. They have addressed some of it. So I'm not like completely saying without their credit for working on certain things.
Look, it don't fundamentally add much to the conversation about what we've seen the Reddit and the forums.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I fundamentally disagree with that assessment right there.
I think Reddit is actually a little bit more of a dumpster fire in general. I think that it actually ends up being more negative. However, more recently, the YouTube stuff, and us included, right? We even had kind of a breakdown 2 weeks ago where we're like, yeah, we're not going to bother anymore because it's just not worth it. It's
they don't care. We don't
pretty
care
bad.
That's pretty much what they said there. Like, and we're kind of like, okay, you know. So
I mean, it is what it is. I don't. So in summary of what they said, they watched the YouTube videos. It's basically the same thing as the Reddit and the forums, and they don't necessarily look to any specific personalities, and that's it. They didn't say anything about how they address what they read. They just said they watch it. Because one of the questions that they clearly did not address is, do those types of community input factor into any of your design decisions? It is not neglected upon me that they skipped the response to that.
Oh, sure.
They did not answer that part of the question. So, yeah. Again, they're saying that they watch YouTube videos. Hooray. They don't do anything about it.
Or reach out to the people making those, videos and maybe engage.
Who would have guessed that the YouTube people would be accessible? It's almost as if some of the bigger YouTube videos may even be on a Discord with some of the developers.
I don't know what you're talking about, Finn.
I know.
It's
kind of a wild. I know. It's a wild theory. I mean, if you could simply get some of the YouTubers on a Discord with the developers so they could give back their honest opinion. I mean, I feel like that could be a solution to all of this, right?
That's science.
I mean, I really do think that could be a solution. It might be crazy thinking. I know it might be crazy thinking, but I feel like that could be a solution. I don't know.
It's crazy. Crazy, say.
I don't know. But then again, we're a YouTuber that they just watch and don't act upon, so we're obviously not going to get any action here. I mean, that's just
that's right, say.
All right, we have another question.
Oh, God, you caught me right in the middle of a fleet battle. Hold on, let me finish this.
Okay. I'll post this one in the chat just so I have it ready. This one is actually not for Top Hat. Just saying.
Okay,
it is not for Top Hat.
Changing up a little bit, okay?
Yeah, the next question is actually for cyanides.
Okay.
There's a short one, and then there's I put the short one in for now. There's a longer one for cyanides.
Well, that's what she said.
I hope cyanides isn't a she. Otherwise, that was very inappropriate.
Yeah, she could like women. You don't know her.
Yeah, that's even more inappropriate.
Maybe to you.
I mean, seriously. I apologize. The thoughts of Ranger J 1999 do not necessarily
reflect
they do.
Yes,
RSG Communication
they
Liaison
do.
Services.
They absolutely do. Can't take a joke, piss on you.
All right. Actually, Durgan, that was one of the questions they already asked. Somebody actually asked them, is the game dying? And they said no. Literally, that was one of the questions that they asked.
After I saw that one thing from, what was it, the EA, whatever it was, about how their profits are mainly being driven by SWGOH and stuff. Yeah, the game's doing just fine.
Oh, yeah. If people don't stop spending money and just complain, then they're not going to care because they still unspend money. So that's all that matters, right? The game is still going to keep on going, so what's the point? Why would they change something if it's successful for them?
Yeah, why? Why would you do it?
No, I mean, that's the way it is. That's science, people. Yeah. No, so a lot of people at CG may play, but when you work for the company that's developing the game, there are restrictions on how competitive you can be. So they're not able to necessarily try to go into the top ranks. And then also that might diminish their interest in playing, right? Because they can't necessarily keep on pushing it, which is why you actually have to have a trusted group of people from the community that you can get your opinions on. And when you get those opinions, you listen to them.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I said that and then realized that it doesn't make any sense. Why would you listen to people that play the game?
I don't even want to do this late. I'm winning. I'm like, I don't even want to play this, man. All right, I'm done. I got my dailies done. All right, let me pull it up.
My game was bugged, and it didn't even make me do a fleet arena in order to get my dailies done.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I posted it this morning. I had 5 fleet battles, and the daily to do fleet was not even listed there. So all I had to do was 2 arenas, and I was done.
Oh, that's science. Okay, well, what are we going to next, Cyanide?
Okay, we are going to cyanides. There are 2 questions for cyanides. So I have the short one in first. Let me head it over to SB Crum and CG Studios so we can start having the discussion. SB Crum, take it away.
Okay, first question. It's a 2-part question, cyanides.
Oh, my.
First one. Are you going to buff Heroic Sith Triumvirate Raid rewards for people outside of the top 10? And 2, is simming the Heroic AAT raid coming soon?
Oh, yes. Well, number 1, we have no plans of doing this.
No!
And 2, soon TM, for sure. Hey, we took RSG's thing and used it. Soon TM.
We told you we listened to the YouTubers.
That's right. We do listen. We just lied previously. Next question there, you little bastard.
Okay, next question. The response is so long, it's actually more than the characters allowed in Discord. So hold on a second.
Oh, my.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Next question. Question for CG Cyanides. I have to make sure my mouth is aligned. You see some blue. I don't know why the inside of my mouth is blue. Okay. If a recent college graduate, semi-unrelated major, came up to you and asked what the most important skill to practice to eventually do what you do, what would you say to them? How would you recommend they begin learning how to develop those skills? Thanks.
Oh, well, let me take a deep breath for this. Oh my God. Jesus. What an interesting question. A brief history of how I got here. I went to college for computer science. Became an associate data analyst at EA Mobile and switched to product management, then producer, and then back to product management, which is what I do now. This was an 8-year process. Experience plays a large factor into my position, but there are a few key areas I would like to focus in that aren't just college higher education based. Developing software skills is how to communicate. Developing soft skills is how to communicate data. Some people have a knack for interpreting data information, some people don't. People are able to emphasize with people that don't, and figuring out how to communicate specific information to what the audience is very important. Market research. Knowing what market trends, what other games are doing is very valuable as it helps give context into decisions making and how those decisions are communicated. And a strong understanding of the game and player base. Whatever game player base you're looking to work with. I am a die-hard player and love this game. I played it for a while, well before coming to the team. And I try my best to play like someone who doesn't actually have insider information. Any money I have spent has been on my own personal money, even though I can't be granted anything, because I want to understand what spending money in this game really feels like. Also, having a deep understanding of the game mechanics and economy allows me to better understand the data we look at as well as the decisions we make from it. I am extremely passionate about people that work on a game also being players of the game, and I believe this has really helped me on my path to SWGOH.
Okay, we have some more questions.
Oh, God.
This one, the next 3 questions are for CG Viking.
All right, I'm ready. Give me a stupid question, you little free-bitten vermin.
Okay, first question. What is the commitment by the devs and CG to sustaining this game? Are you still hiring more devs? Are you putting less resources into the game? Besides, for light side territory battles, are we really not getting any new content until the end of the year? Endgame players, like myself, just scroll through their rosters all day with nothing to do. Please give us something.
All right, I'll give you something, you whiny bobbo. Our commitment is total and constant. We often say things like, we're a group of passionate gamers, and it's true. We're passionate about gamers. We're passionate about Star Wars, and we're passionate about SWGOH. The game is the DNA of everyone here at Capital Games. It's our lifeblood. We love this game, and we love our players. And we hear you when you say you want more to do in this game. Our live and feature teams are working right now on our new content for you to play and new ways to play the game. Not progression features, but content features. While you won't see it related in the short term, it is coming. With regard to hiring, yes we are. So if you're a game designer and play of our game and want to join the team, please apply.
That might mean somebody like Ranger J 1999.
He's applied for a couple of positions and got no response. They don't like me. I mean, we don't like him. He's a loudmouth little butthole.
Well, that's true. Okay.
Alright, yeah, I'll cut your heart out.
Next question for Viking. How do you juggle the 2 points of we want to make the game fun and enjoyable, and we need to make sure we make enough money this month to cover our overheads? Has there been a time where you wanted to take the game in a certain direction but couldn't because it would cost too much to do, or it wouldn't make enough money so we can't do it? The player base has been asking for a sandbox mode for almost as long as I can remember, but monetizing that kind of gameplay is nearly impossible, which is why I think it's never been done. It's not because you don't want to, it's just because you can't afford to.
Alright, we've done a good job in the past of balancing features that provide new ways to play the game with new characters to play in those features, and tempering that balanced approach with themes to build a unique and authentic Star Wars game. This has always been our goal, and will remain our goal in the future. We've missed the mark recently, however, on maintaining the balance between features and content, and correcting that is our top priority. The question of revenue is really for any business, but any feature or content decision is had with gameplay and player experience as the first and most important pillars. Pillars, I say! Ah! I'm very angry, if you can tell.
I know. I've been reading the chat.
I need to drop a deuce. Hurry up.
Well, I have been reading the chat, and I have to say that people like this live Q&A. I don't know why we don't do this more often.
I know I'm supposed to. My name's Viking, and I'm a Scotsman. Shut your holes and deal with it.
Vikings can come from all over.
That's right. We invaded that stupid island long ago.
That's true. They're saying that
it's not Scottish. It's crap.
Well, as this is Star Wars related, we had a question in the chat. Does CG Viking have a thing for Captain Phasma?
All right, I do. I think she's sexy. I want to touch that sexy body, peel off that ornament and see what's underneath. Oh, aye, she's a fine lass with big bone structure and short hair, unlike me.
All right, let's get to another question provided by you guys into our Survey Monkey. The next question, again, for CG Viking.
All right, let's do it.
You're getting popular here. You almost have as many questions as Top Hat.
I like it.
Okay. Will you ever introduce some more plug-and-play characters into the game, like Thrawn, Nest, Hermit Yoda, Wampa? They're the best kind of characters, and they make the game much more enjoyable. I hate sticking to predefined patterns.
All right, yes, we like to plug-and-play characters. I love to plug and play. But we love plug and play characters too. And you can expect to see more of them in the game over the coming year. Expect it!
Expect it. All right. And last question before we take a little break and head it back to RSG Communication Liaison Services. Last question before the break. Is there any plan to have the legendary events be available at all times as opposed to scheduled?
I really hate to answers like this, so please forgive me, but yes, there are plans. You can expect to hear more about this in the coming months. Yes.
Okay, and with that, I think CG Viking has to go number 2, so
I've got to drop a deuce. Talk to you later.
So we're going to head it back to RSG Communication Liaison Services in the studio. Back to you, Finity.
All right. We are back. So thank you for that, CG Crom and Viking. We went through a good number of questions there.
Simon, you said I'm Scottish, and that is pretty good. Oh, I thank you.
we are nothing if not ridiculous. I know we're taking a little bit of a break here.
Ethan said it sounds like a shite Mike Myers impression.
Actually, we answered all the. Hold on, I'm refreshing right now. I think I'm checking in. I think we're caught up on. No, we do have 2 more questions.
Oh yeah, don't let Ouchie know you're Scottish, Simon. You're in trouble, buddy.
Oh yeah, game over.
Oh,
game
over, man. She's got her hooks on you, buddy.
This is not good for you, Simon. I would.
Yeah, you've got some time of the hall coming up without you, girl.
No, she's asking. Her say what is not about the accent. It is about the fact that you are Scottish.
Yeah,
that is why she said say what.
Yeah, she's like, oh really?
You said I'm Scottish. Those are the key words. I'm Scottish. That's the key word.
Oh, she loves the Scottish accent. Not mine, but you know. She finds them sexy.
She said you take one for the team.
You get in there and you do your work, man.
Do your work and take one for the team.
That's right. Some good man shit right there from Simon.
Oh my god. You guys are silly. Okay.
Move over, Urs. We got something leaner. Enter Simon.
I'll just seal the exits. Okay. RSG Communication Liaison Studios has gone completely out of control.
When were we in control?
We're not, but now it's completely out of control. We have some questions here. So let's head it back to CG Studios so we can get some more questions.
Oh, goody.
We have some questions for CG Top Hat. All right. SB Crom, take it away.
Okay.
Who's the next one for?
Top Hat. We have 2 questions for Top Hat.
God.
So, the first question is kind of a follow-up to what was originally asked. Do you generally listen to the community of your game in Reddit? Players are indignant over bugs with Malik and freezing in the middle of a fight. Can you listen to them more? For example, in Epic Confrontation, get the character immediately to 7-star so that there is no problem like with Malik.
We absolutely listen. How dare you, sir? He didn't really say that. In the same Galactic War report, I referenced that we are keenly aware of a sentiment in the community and their feedback. To deconstruct this a little bit, regarding the disappearing buttons bug, we recently posted about that. We think we have a good lead on it. The update can come fast enough. Can't come fast enough. I can't talk all of a sudden. I need some coffee. Regarding Malik, the problems we had around the rollback were disappointing, and we've looked into how, if we were to do it in the future, we can do it better. Regarding some of the player-specific notes about Malik and how he and Skywalker should be 7-star, we've heard these notes, but it's not aligned with what we think those characters are. For this state of the game, the ultimate collection achievements. That said, we're reviewing what everyone has said and taking into consideration for future releases as well. Fundamentally, we don't always pop into Reddit or the forums and address everyone's issues individually, but we definitely review it holistically. Really? We have daily discussions about sentiment and topics of interest. We even have weekly reports on it. We do our best to manage the health of the game and sentiment on a regular basis.
That's right. We do everything holistically. We may or may not have a
I've got a hole for you.
Hey, how do we fill that hole? Okay.
I've got a lightsaber. It's long and red.
I believe RSG has turned this LITPH.
I don't want to talk about my case of LITPH.
Okay, then let's go to the next question, which might be something worse. First question. Well, last question before we go to a break. Why are you devoting resources to a new game when you don't even have enough for SWGOH? Why is the new senior producer missing in action? Are you guys really out of sync with the SWGOH gaming community? Start a Discord server and start interacting with your community in real time. Way better than forums or QA. Hey, I think our QA is good. I don't know about the one on the forum, but the one here is awesome.
It's impressive. Most impressive. How do you know that I'm not Mark? Just kidding. Joking aside. Different senior producers have different style. Carrie was community facing and Mark is not as much. Both senior producers worked very closely with us. The group that answers those Q&As and help drive the day-to-day goings on with the team in the game. Personally, Mark is incredibly involved with the team on a day-to-day basis, and it's that he trusts us to deliver the messaging that needs to go out. There's currently a discussion in the studio about what it would mean for us to be in an open Discord and how would we would manage that interaction. It's tricky, but we're giving it an honest review. Hopefully we can. Also, I'm not ignoring the first question. I just can't talk about new project at this time.
Before we send it back to RSG Communication Liaison Services and their studio, let's give a big shout out to somebody in the chat. We have Urs in the chat. He is one of the YouTubers that we ignore.
I can't stand Urs and his trickery.
Exactly. That's why we ignore all the YouTubers and game changers. I went for a private
time in the hall, and all I got were some funny glitter sticks and a bad tasting Chianti. How dare you, Urs?
That sounds like a good time in my book.
He needs to be choked.
Well, that's your job.
That's right. I'll handle it.
Okay, we have some more questions coming in. We'll gather them now, but first let's go back to RSG Communication Liaison Services in the studio.
This voice is making my balls ache doing it.
Okay. So there we go. We had their response to why Mark Dickinson is not here.
Different approach.
We
like to be...
Urs, come into my hall, Top Hat. I got something for you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. God.
Holistically, we like to do things differently.
This is just so, yeah. They're... All right. So once again, for those of you guys that are joining us, welcome to our live reenactment of the SWGOH Developer Q&A. They've been doing these somewhat monthly, and we have decided at RSG, because forum posts are a ridiculous way of doing
They really are. But we are here.
We are here to make it live in person for you guys.
It's good Lord.
As we get questions, and I know there are questions, we'll get to those in a second.
I would ask her to join us, but he's busy, like, in the hall, so I'm not going to bother.
He'll also mess up the setup we have.
No, he won't.
He can't turn on his camera.
No, he would just hide.
But then Ouchie will kill us if Urs is on here and doesn't have a.
She's busy chasing the Scotsman around in his kilt.
That's true. There is a new Scotsman. I mean, there's okay. Let's see. We have
Urs. I see your Swartz is as big as mine. Let's see how well you handle it.
All right, we have 3 questions for Top Hat.
Oh, God dang. Okay.
I can't.
I need a vacation.
Well, one is longer. The other 2 are short. Once we get to the first one.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay. So let's send it back to CG Studios and give it to
I'm
SB
already
Crumb.
There prepping myself for the parade.
I know, but I need to send it back to SB Crumb in the studio so he can ask the question.
Hurry
so SB Crumb, take it away.
LITPH.
You assume that I have one. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what I am. Okay. I'm really concerned about the game's future. What can you tell us to help calm all the noise about the game reaching an end? Former game changers talk about reduced developers or teams working in the game. I want to continue investing time and other resources into the game, but without the confidence the game will continue, I'm not sure if I should. I asked this question the last Q&A and didn't get a response. Will you answer it this time?
You're damn right I will.
Hooray!
Similar to what we've outlined above, we have long-term plans. Very long plans there, Crumb.
Long!
They're so long, they're elongated plans.
Elongated!
The game is healthy, and we aren't reducing staff. If you don't count all the people we laid off, we've actually evened out. I made that last part up. I'm not really sure where this rumor is coming from, but it's kind of silly. Maybe this is related to the departure of Carrie, but ultimately our size is still the same as it has been. We've talked about a raid, we've talked about plans for future content delivery systems, and we're about to release the next iteration of the territory battle. We continue to invest a ton of time and resources into this game and plan on keeping it around for a long haul. We'll have a road ahead soon. Won't be exactly at the beginning of November, but hopefully the middle. I enjoy the middle. And we hope that points to some of the new things we are working on and thinking about. If you're looking for specifics, that will come in the road ahead and continue communication from us. We will not be laying out the beat-by-beat 12 to 18 month long-term plan. Elongated, remember.
Elongated.
In the form... long plan out in the forum posts, primarily so we don't overcommit or create expectations that may have to change.
Elongated. That's all I gotta say.
It makes me feel funny saying that.
When you said beat by beat, it reminded me of something from a long time ago.
I like elongated things.
I like elongated too.
Next
and please disregard any
question.
previous mention we made of working on another game and having developers working on that too while we're still hiring for more. That means nothing about downsizing or moving resources.
You make good points. Quit using logic when we answer this crap.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm working for CG. Never mind. We said nothing. Okay. Next question. I'm a huge KOTOR fan. Are there any plans to do more stuff with the KOTOR era, like KOTOR 2 with Atris and Mitra, and maybe SWOTOR stuff, as well as Darth Malgus or the Eternal Empire? I didn't say twins, I said Empire.
I understand. Good job. Mitra would be a really interesting design challenge, and Malgus is awesome. At the moment, we don't have any plans to revisit KOTOR at the moment.
No!
We always could in the future, but in the next 6 months, we have nothing KOTOR scheduled. Let me go ahead and cut off the first post. KOTOR content not confirmed in 7 months. You have to stay ahead of these things, Crumb, or they get out of hand.
But does that mean it's going to be 8?
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay, we have one last question before we go back to RSG Studios, and
Give
it is
it
again
to me.
for you, Top Hat. Okay. Do you have any plans to support the new Mandalorian show? I would love to see a few more bounty hunter kits added to the game.
Not at the moment. Potentially next year. No promises.
And on that cryptic note, we're going to send it back to RSG Studios. Trinity, take it away.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, my back.
There we go. We are completely losing it here. Supposedly this is going to go on for an hour. They never go an hour. They always go more.
Yeah.
Like every time.
Well, we're here.
Let's see. I know we have at least a couple more here. Let's see. So we did that one. Yep, we did that one. So we have one new one for Top Hat.
Oh God.
I know. We're taking a little break. Don't worry. I'm gathering up the questions. So we have one for Top Hat, and we have another one for Top Hat. Yep, we have 2 more for Top Hat.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, Top Hat is, once again, he is kind of the main guy right now, right? He is the live producer.
He is a guy.
Yep. You missed Staples Finn. Staples Finn is not here.
Who?
When I wore my Dwight shirt, assistant to the regional manager, or when I wore my my pink, which
Shop
appeared
Smart
red shirt.
Shop S Smart.
There was 2 of them, right? So there was the Dwight shirt. Then there was also when I wore the Real Men Wear Pink ACS shirt. So that's, yeah. All right. So let's go with, let's see. Are we sending it back to CG Studios? I think we need to send it back.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
All right. Are we sending? Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready, you mongoloid.
Okay, let me send it now, once again, to SB Crumb in the CG studios. So, Crumb, take it away.
Okay. Next question for you, Top Hat. Why do you ask players to not take advantage of a defect like Malik shards, then reward the players that did get the extra shards with more gets, more than the players that listed and did not try to get the extra shards? Seems to be poor operating procedure, and next time I don't see the player base following your request.
They will do what we say, or they will die. Moving on. We asked people not to engage in it because we were trying to stop the flow of the additional shards because we didn't know what the response would end up being. At the time, we were just trying to, get a handle on things. On what happened and how to fix it as fast as possible. We want to contain the exposure of it because the methods to roll back for a much larger group had more risk. In retrospect, we probably should have the do not engage the defect messaging closer to the pull down we do. However, it wouldn't really change the player base feelings about it. Imagine that we never said don't engage but still did the compensation. People would be still upset that they didn't get the rewarded for the exploit. We talked about our theory of fixing this issue on the Galactic War Report, and I detail as well down below.
Once again, not YouTube, where most of your players are going to be.
I will do it where I please.
That's true. You will. I've learned that the hard way being a CG. Yeah. Okay.
Next question.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Next question. Okay. Next question. I remember when Gar Saxon was released, one of the developers said that there was a really good team using Gar and that he was excited for the community to discover it. Now, that's been over a year. Can you tell us what the team looked like?
Hi, that was me. And admittedly, it was a bit over exuberant. To this day in the office, I'm still made fun of for that answer. One of the designers showed me a cool battle where Gar Saxon and ISC blew up a rebel team with counterattacks, and I think I carried that excitement into the interview. This instance specifically has helped me modulate my response to character releases. To be clear, in retrospect, it was cool for me, maybe not for anyone else.
So it seems like you were deceived by some of the footage provided by the designers, just like the community.
You are correct. I blame everyone else but myself.
That's right. That is what we do at CG. So with that, we're going to send it back to RSG Studios. Back
good.
To you, Finity.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, these responses are actually happening some of these times. It's kind of sad.
Durgan says Finity has a pecker on his face.
Yeah, I have a pecker on my face, and when we go to CG Cyanides, he has a nose in his mouth. That's actually kind of funny. It is amusing to see like us trying to line up with this, with all of it. I put the mouth hole of Crumb way too low, so I have to like bend down every single time. I have to switch. Oh god. Yeah, we're kind of stupid.
Mockingbird, yeah.
Mockingbird. Oh, have you heard? She's gonna buy me a mock. Okay.
Hey Finn, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No, don't do that. We're gonna lose viewers. We don't want to lose viewers. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any other? Yeah, we have one other question here. I'll wait until. I'll give it a little bit before. We have one quality of life question for Top Hat. I'll wait to see if there's any other. Damn it, Durgan! I said it was. I'm not gonna say anything. There's no way to win in that situation.
If you pretend to ignore Durgan, then he's not.
Then
really
he'll just
there.
come at you harder.
No, he's just. Then he really isn't there.
Hey, Durgan and I shared a moment, Ranger. You were there.
I don't know.
He tasted my spicy pickle.
He did.
He did. We were in Atlanta. We were in a restaurant in a booth, and Durgan tasted my spicy pickle. Can't necessarily say I'm proud of it, but I'm not shy about it either. And Ranger was there. He was watching. So.
Deadpool Clock question. You guys can go over the questions that were asked earlier in chat. We'll try. Yeah.
We'll do that at the end.
We're seeing questions as they come
We want to
along.
make sure we're keeping up with the CG questions primarily, and then we'll go over the questions.
And
that
maybe
you
that
guys
answers something you have. I'm just throwing that out there.
Time pending, of course, because they say this is an hour, but it's never an hour.
It's never just the tip.
Yeah, it's never. Hip of the tickle to all of you.
And to you, my friends.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see if we have another question. Otherwise, we'll go to Top Hat and get the straight question in.
And then I just said, and then they ate dumplings. And then Ma said, while Ranger watched.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't there.
It's true.
No, I wasn't there.
Ranger was there. He saw.
No, I really wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You were there.
No, I wasn't. What, do you think you're some kind of Jedi going to change my answer?
You can't hide from the truth. Okay, here we go. We're going to ask one question. We're going to head back into the studio. We're going to go back to CG.
Okay.
One question for Top Hat. Then we'll bring it back to everyone in the chat. We might ask some... I don't want to mix up the questions because we want to be on top of the CG questions. So we'll do all the RSG studio
later.
questions.
Let's focus on my brilliance.
Of course. Okay, so to ask you the question, of course, as contracted, because I'm not allowed to, let's go ahead and send it back to SB Crumb, one of the CG people who's apparently the only one able to ask you questions. CG Crumb, take it away.
Okay. This is a quality of life question, and it says, do you think it will be possible to allow guild officers to give orders for territory battles before it starts? Thanks.
It's been discussed. It's actually a tricky piece of work, but it's been up for consideration before. Let me look into it.
That means it's going to go into the black hole that is CG suggestions.
That's true. How dare you little bastard.
Just saying. Seems like everything else goes.
I will send you to the spice mine.
Oh, yeah, no. Please don't hurt me, Top Hat. Okay, send it back to Finity before something else happens to me. Finity, take it away.
Come
please,
here,
please,
you
please.
little turd.
Okay. We are back. All right. We're going to see what other questions they are. Yeah, we're going to focus on the CG questions first before we do the questions.
We'll get to that. A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins.
We won't answer the question, but
He arrives precisely when he means to.
Oh, God.
I am a wielder of the secret
I feel
fire.
like next time I need to make the Top Hat portrait more of a Darth helmet.
I'm a
Dark helmet
I know,
with
yeah,
top hat.
I'm
Dark
a
helmet
servant of
with
the
his
secret
head.
fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. Dark fire will not avail you, flame of Uldun.
Okay. We have another. Okay. Wait. This one was. Did I add this one? I don't think I added this one. Or maybe. Did we have Top Hat answered and it was Viking? Or did they modify it? Hold on. I'm trying to see. There's a question here that I know we just discussed. Okay. They're answering it again. They have a question about the Mandalorian again.
What?
You have another Mandalorian question that we pretty much just answered, but now it's being answered by Viking. So, oh, it's a Viking response it's a Viking response to go against Top Hat. We have our first CG conflict between devs.
All right, let's do it.
This is breaking news. This is breaking news, people.
I don't have the breaking news thing. I'm
No, you
Ted
don't have
Couple. Do.
And it's not Brockfinity because this is real. Okay, we have our first response to a question that is against one of the devs. We are gonna head it to SB Crumb to ask that question of the
Hurry
dev.
up, you little Bonnie
SB
bastard.
Crumb is with CG Viking.
All right.
Okay. So, question. Do you have any plans to support the new Mandalorian show? I would love to see a few more of the bounty hunter kits added to the game.
All right, I'm throwing my 2, 3, 4 pences in here. I'm so excited about this show. I want so much to share with you all of the ideas and potential that I see here, but I can't. All I can say is that I want to really dig into this content. Don't let CG Top Hat fool you. It's going to rock. That said, I'd have to say that there are no promises because, of course, plans that always change.
Okay, well, I think CG Top Hat might be trying to kill Viking, so we need to get the camera away
Bring
from
it
the
on,
studio.
you big, dull, black doo-doo head. I'll kick your ass right here on
Okay,
the
we're sending
street.
it back to the studio now.
Well, bring it on, you little...
Take it away, Fiddly.
There we go.
They got heated.
Yeah, that got a little heated. I mean, CG Viking made a direct comment against Top Hat about the Mandalorian. And I mean, we've seen this, right?
That's a
with,
minus 50
Resistance.
DKP because you weren't where if you were supposed to.
So, I mean, Top Hat mentioned, we saw it with Resistance, right? They didn't really do anything with Resistance.
Hit it harder. Come on, hit it like you mean to.
Yeah.
And whatever the F you do, don't get hit by the tail.
I miss playing World of Warcraft, I have to say.
Oh, Simon, I'm not even going to try to. I'm just doing my impersonation. Ball bag.
I'm glad you guys are having fun in chat.
It's all about having fun.
So I'll say it again. I recognize most of the names in here, but I'll just give a shout out to everybody. So welcome, guys that are in the chat. CG is currently doing their live Q&A in the forums of all places for something live, which is kind of ridiculous. So basically, RSG, in the way that we kind of only do, are doing
Zerial.
it live on YouTube, the way you should do a Q&A. Hey, Zerial. So we're doing a live Q&A, but we're doing the reenactment of their forum posts on the YouTubes on our channel.
That's the
so this is the Reality Skewed Gamers channel. Thank you guys for watching. We have the longest running live stream for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, currently approaching 177, I think, straight weeks of having our Wednesday night show that we do at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we cover Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We basically have since the beginning of the game, although we started streaming a little bit later. And we cover Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We have other games, but most important to us is creating a community. So we really appreciate all of you guys here that are in there. We like to have fun with you guys, give you guys the information, have it in a fun way to hopefully occupy your day, especially since for a lot of you, this is still the working day just before the weekend. So hopefully this is getting you guys off to a good start into your weekend. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button if you guys already haven't, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. If you guys want to ask us questions, you can go ahead and type question in the chat before your question so that it gets picked up by the bot. We're going to do questions from the chat towards the end, though, because we want to make sure we have all of the questions from the CG folks first covered, and then we will do the rest. So,
all right, Simon says you got to exaggerate the ball. You're a wee ball bag, Finity. I don't like you in your blue little
meanwhile,
way for
Black
outfits.
Mamba says your Crumb voice is disturbing. So,
well,
I was
supposed to be, yeah.
We're not. I can't. Have you heard my other impersonations? This is about as close as you're gonna get to something that's actually supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Seriously. Have you heard my German and my English accent?
No.
I'm just saying. I'm not doing.
Advice, Finity. Let's do your German accent.
I'm just.
Yeah, we'll back here. On
No.
Come on, Finity. Do your German accent. People want to hear it.
No, my German. No. I'm in Crumb
Quit
mode.
teasing us, you little bastards. Do the voice.
So, me and impersonations
we have days of
are not.
making you give your German accent.
So we are. God.
I'm not going to stop until you do it, you little minx.
Well, we have questions.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, you'll say it by the bell.
All right, we actually have questions for one of the developers we haven't heard from yet.
Oh, good.
It is questions for CG Sven.
Oh, right.
I may have to do additional interpretation on this.
Here's your version. Bark.
Okay, so this is questions for CG Sven GG. Okay, so let me go ahead and send it back to CG Crumb in the Capital Game Studio so we can get those questions. All right, Crumb, take it away.
Okay. So we might need additional interpretation here. CG Sven GG is actually really smart, but communication not his forte. Okay. First question for you, Sven. Why is Luke SW, who is Skywalker, is not considered a Jedi? Are you guys planning another character release for Luke?
Luke and Skywalker. Okay. There are two versions of the Luke and the Skywalker in the game. Former board by Luke and the community said to see a lesson. These are the sniper shooting, so the Luke in the episode of 45 and before he completed his training. Luke's a grown in the Jabba Palace as an Indian first to see the beauty compared to the Jedi Luke, and he's doing in the curly depicted in the game, and it's the point of it is his life.
So for those of you that didn't understand a word he said...
What do you mean? I'm understanding perfectly.
There are two versions of Luke Skywalker in the game. Farm Boy Luke and Commander Luke Skywalker. These are snapshots of Luke in episode 4 and 5, before he completed his Jedi training. Luke's grand entrance in Jabba's palace is the first cinematic appearance of Jedi Luke, and he is not currently depicted in the game at that point in his life. Okay, Sven, are you ready for your next question? Oh, yeah, we have two more questions for you, Sven. Okay, next question. For a quality of life update, can we please get a tag or locking mechanism that allows us to earmark gear for future use on a particular character?
Oh, sure. This is an interesting solution to what we hadn't thought of. We're adding to the quality of life and the digital comparison without again favorite two per thousand tags. The thinkings.
All right. So, what Sven said is this is an interesting solution that we hadn't thought of. And I'll add it to the quality of life list to compare and prioritize with other gear and favorite types of tasks. Thanks. Okay, and then we have one other question for you, Sven, before we send it back. Yeah, I know. When it rains, it pours. Okay. Can you add the ability to remove squads during the setup of GAC and Territory Wars? That way, if you accidentally select the wrong tune or realize a different strategy, you can fix your mistake.
Isn't the problem in this room? I can do this and me myself and all the time, and also fit the and the Territory Warden. So to head it up to least the quality of life improvement moment, we want to make it soon.
Okay. So what he said is I do this to myself all the time and feel terrible about it in TW. So it's high up in the list of quality of life improvements we want to make soon. So, if you guys haven't noticed a trend, we change things when it affects us. So this is now affecting us, so it's probably going to make it to the top of the list. And with that, I will send it back to Affinity and RSG Communication Liaison Services. Grande is not here right now. We'll try and get a hold of it. Grande's chasing the chicken. He can't chase the chicken and be in the studio. That's right. Okay, back to you, Affinity.
All right. There you go. We now have Sven. Okay, so now we got the responses from Sven. I'm going to take a look to see if there are any new questions. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they really have only changed things when it's affected them. Do you remember how they changed the Zeta thing for the fleet challenges? Carrie basically came out and said, yeah, I've done it and realized it, and that was annoying. And then, soon after, they made it just one all the way around. It's really kind of weird how, I mean, they don't listen to the community. They listen to themselves as casual players. It's kind of disappointing that that's the way they do it. But that is the way that they do it. All right. So let's see. We have one question for Sven. And we have one question for Top Hat. Yep. We have one Top Hat and one Sven question.
Where are we going
Ranger,
first?
who do you think we should toss it to
I don't
first?
care. Whoever you want, I don't care.
Let's toss it to Sven first. So we'll head it back to...
This is Fergie should be your turn.
I think Sven is quickly becoming a fan favorite.
I'm so very careful. It's my turn.
All right. Let me go ahead and send it back to SB Crumb in the studio. At Capital Games, and we can ask the question of Sven. Crumb, take it away.
Hold your version.
Okay. All right. What is your timeline for making it easier for new players to catch up, i.e. or e.g. releasing legendary events as always open rather than as calendar, as been alluded in recent Q&As?
Our next title update is going to have the 2 new features. The make is significant step towards the future, especially if conjunction to function with some content leaf stickies. Teacher will become related to thing.
All right. What Sven just said was our next title update is going to have 2 new features that mark a significant step towards this future, especially in conjunction with some content life changes. Yeah, that's exactly what you said. With some content life cycle changes will be rolling out at the same time. So you guys can expect to see something soon. All right, and then we have a technical question for CG Top Hat.
The Top Hat. No, we go get the Top Hat.
Top Hat, are you ready?
Top Hat.
Yeah.
I've arrived.
Okay. Top Hat, we have a question for you. Why are 7-star Malik owners rewarded for exploiting a bug? Shouldn't everyone get currency? How about those of us that spent tons of crystals to meet requirements just to unlock the 5-star version? Not to mention the time spent playing an event that was bugged. Twice! Don't even get me started on remodding.
First off, sorry that you had a crappy experience in the event being bugged twice. That stinks. Second, our analysis of doing the make good for the Malik event centered on a precept of doing the least amount of harm. You believe me, don't you? Least amount of harm. Rolling back those shards was never going to make everyone happy. For the people that obtained Darth Malik legitimately, we couldn't let people keep those shards because it would undermine the effort those initial adopters put into him. Second, we couldn't give away the get because it was counter to our intent of Malik that he be an achieved character. I'm sorry, an achievement character. So that put us into a position where we need to take back the shards. For 7-star Darth Malik owners, we could not unwind the shard shop currency that had obtained and where they spent it. Rather, they tried to pull those pieces off individually. We decided instead to do a mass grant to all 7-star owners that could have exploited. For less than 7-star Malik owners, we had reason to believe that many of those players were not active on the forums or Reddit. It would not have known that there was a bug. This was true of some of the 7-star owners as well. For us, we looked at the group as some people that had somehow just made a ton of progress and then had it all taken away without a ton of context. So we opted to try to provide them with some things to offset the rollback. We had originally discussed Darth Malik shards, but C.G. Miller, not here today, noted that the general Get One currency was probably more useful to players. So we landed on the Get One and the Zeta materials. Like we said, there was never going to be a perfect solution. But we did our best, and that was our solution. Hopefully that explains it a bit better for you.
Kinda, not really, but okay. Now let's send it back.
How dare you get your little scrawny
Oh no, Top Hat's angry again. We're gonna send it back to RSG Studios. Sfinity, take it
away. Okay. So there we go. That's the next few questions that came in.
Questions, yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna refresh it. So so Top Hat gave a little bit more of an explanation about what happened. I think we understand their solution. It's disappointing that it came down to that to begin with, right? But I think we understood their solution and what they were trying to do. I think it balanced out a little bit. Oh, damn.
What?
We have hold on, I have to work on it now. We have a new developer that popped in.
Oh, come on, man.
I can't help it. CG Miller has made an appearance after that question. Hold on. Now I have to... Hold on. I have to figure out what I'm doing here.
Harry Carey. Just do it. Or Kermit, I don't care. Let's do Harry Carey.
Okay, hold on. We'll do Harry Carey. I need to send you the picture. Hold on, let me get that together. All right, yeah, so we do have a response from CG Miller, who was just mentioned here. So we're going to get that together here. And let me get him. Okay, so let me put that over here. At least I have the file set up to do this. It just takes a minute. I know. What am I supposed to do? I didn't say CG Miller was going to get here. CG Studios doesn't tell us anything. They never have and never will. I mean, I don't know what you would expect.
I don't expect anything.
No, I'm not saying. CG Studios does what it wants. We play by their rules, Ranger. I mean, that's all I can say. So hold on, let me get this here. All right, you guys are going to get to see some stuff on the fly here because we have a new developer that suddenly showed up that wasn't on the original schedule. So that means we need to set his up. Okay, I'm putting it in Fin stuff right now, Ranger. There we go. It's in Fin stuff. And I'm going to go through and check for any other questions here. So let's see, we did that one. Yep, so we did that one. Hold on. I'm checking through everything here. If it's just the CG Miller question. So you guys will see CG Miller here in a second. We don't have any more questions there. Don't have any more questions there, and we don't have any questions there. Okay. So we are getting ready for CG Miller. And let me get his question and everything in for you in the correct channel here. Okay, we are going to send it back now to Crumb, who is with a surprise developer. CG Miller is now in the Q&A. He wasn't expected here, but he is here now. Crumb, go ahead and talk to CG Miller.
Okay, so first off, let me introduce CG Miller to everybody. CG Miller is a senior game designer. Now, you just heard a response about how he suggested get one over some of the other rewards for that whole Malik debacle. Now, let's go ahead and ask CG Miller the question. CG Miller, we get the malevolence. Many thanks for that. But will Dooku or Grievous command it? As we saw the soulless one in the General Skywalker event. Do we also get that ship, or is that never going to happen?
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. How the hell did I end up here?
No, it's not Harry Carey. It's
Shut up, you little mongoloid. I'm trying to do my thing.
You're CG Miller.
I've invaded this body from heaven. This CG Miller. I've taken over. Not to worry, I have a great knowledge of games. I play checkers, backgammon, checkers. Oh, there's a question. Let me get to the response here. We currently have no plans to add the Soulless one. Holy cow, Soulless one. Jeez, that's frightening. As a playable ship. General Grievous' personal starfighter made narrative sense in the General Skywalker event, which is why I was included there. We try to stick to established canon. Cannons, these fire cannons! When it comes to capital ship commanders, as well as people who were, or definitely were not, involved in certain battles or replicated events. I have no idea what the hell I just said there. Someone give me an ice cold Budweiser. Hey!
No, you're Miller. You do Miller time.
Gremlin person. No, we drink Budweiser. Miller's for communists and Europeans.
Oh, apologies to Miller Lite. We're going to send it back to RSG Studios.
Cubs win! Cubs win!
All right, Cubs didn't win. The Nationals won. Right.
Oh, it's a good call.
Yeah, back to RSG Studios.
Okay, well, there you go. There is CG Miller. That's what we want to do, Matthew. I'm glad that it's making you guys laugh. I hope you guys are getting their responses, but also having a good time. Reading a forum post is not the way that this should be going on. It's poor form by CG. We hope you guys are having fun with us as we go through this. So we're checking on the CG Q&A forum post. It looks like they're still going on for a bit longer here, as they always do. Their 1 hour is usually turned into like 2.5, 3 hours every time. But we are ready. RSG is here to get all of the questions that they are answering to you in this stream. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys can take a second and you haven't, please give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
And I'm going through here. Oh, we have another question for CG Miller here. Okay. And I'm looking to see if there's anything else. I just see the one for Miller. Oh, there's another one for CG Miller.
Okay.
You have another one for Oh, we have like 4 questions for CG Miller.
Holy cow.
CG Miller is getting popular for somebody that wasn't even here before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me make sure I find the first question, and then Yep, I have the first question here. So I think CG Miller is ready, right, Ranger? I think we can say CG Miller is ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and send it back to SB Crumb in the Capital Game Studio, where he is once again with CG Miller, as we have some more questions for this surprise developer that showed up during the Q&A. So, SB Crumb, take it away.
Okay. So, first question for you, Mr. CG Miller. Why is the game designed around hoarding resources?
Who keeps summoning me back here? What is this spiritual crap? Wait, why am I in this body again? What the hell's going on here? Last time I checked, I was up in heaven banking Janis Joplin, and now here I am.
We need you to answer questions for
that's a good call. Let me get focused with his brain. Let me tap into the old noggin here. He says this is a kind of a backwards way to think of this, but I can understand the perspective. We try to make the game engaging for all players for the time they're playing the game. Well, that makes sense. This will sometimes mean that goals involve a high number of resources that we would expect a player to spend time farming. What the hell did they just say there? Holy cow. The unfortunate side effect to this, like sniffing glue, is that players who are not spending those resources previously will see themselves as having a leg up compared to other players. So in short, our goal is not to design around hoarding resources, but for those resources to be acquired and consumed over time. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Ryan Sandberg. Ball 4, take your base or some third inning walk to Rhino.
I can tell you right now, I think CG Finity has something to say about that later when we send it to RSG Studios.
That's a good call. He's a strange little brown creature from Mars.
Just like me.
No, I don't know where you're from.
I'm not from Mars, but I'm the equivalent of Mars.
Hey, Crumb, I got a question for you. If you could eat anything from the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes universe, what food would you pick?
I think I was still trying to have some pizza.
That's a good call. Nothing like
Chicago
space
deep
pizza. Dish. Yeah, Chicago deep dish, Coruscant pizza. Hell, I'd eat 20 of them, throw up, eat some more, then have a Budweiser to make my senses of it all. All right, next question. This is hurting my voice.
Okay, next question. I think I might have already put this one. Did I just put in the same one again?
Hey, get it together.
Yeah, that's the same question.
I can only be summoned so much, but the powers of the witch of Sotheby here is fading. The crystals are fading.
Okay, next question. Is unending loyalty working as intended? The number of turns it lasts sometimes feels inconsistent.
Hold on, I'll try to tap into my inner Miller here. There was a bug with unending loyalty where it would make Anakin Starfighter unkillable. That was fixed with the latest update. We are paying attention to how this fix plays out, and if there's more to address with the ability, we will do so. That question was brought to you by Budweiser. Cold, served in a metal can, so you know it's full of vitamins and minerals to help you grow hair on your chest. Budweiser, the king of beers.
All right, and we have one last question for you, Mr.
Hurry up,
Miller.
I'm beginning to feel my soul being wrenched to the outer planes.
Then you'll become the soulless one.
You're not funny. Don't make me come over there. If I do, I'll come at you hard. I'll come at you like Bruce Lee with some nunchucks.
I'm Chuck Norris. Okay, next question. Is Darth Sidious ever going to get the Separatist tag like Django?
Darth Sidious was the true mastermind behind both the Separatists and the Galactic Republic. Under his guise as Palpatine, Jango was working directly for the Separatists the entire time he was on screen in Attack of the Clones, which is why I received the tag and tweaked his payout as well. Since Sidious' time on screen is split between his various machinations, hey, I got to use a big word. It's a bit more difficult to justify adding the tag and update the hit kit that would come with it.
All right. So we have.
That's canon. You can't argue with canon.
I know. We talked about canon before. Now things are going to start exploding here, so we're going to say.
Oh, holy cow!
It's back to CG Infinity in the RSG studio.
Oh, it's a good call. Cubs win.
All right. Yeah. So their answer for that question. Seriously? They haven't designed this game around hoarding resources? Really? What is the incentive for players to invest in Tuskens? What is the incentive for people to invest in Phoenix? What is the reason for anyone to invest in Rogue One right now? What is the reason to invest in Ugnaught? What is the reason to invest even in Ewoks? Seriously. The reason why people are hoarding resources is because you send out a bunch of useless characters that have minimal use, and then you always end up power creeping and introducing higher, more dominant characters.
Finn, you're making a lot of sense here. I don't like it.
That's why people are hoarding resources. It has nothing to do with waiting on the newest things. It is that you are power creeping this game to death, and people have to save for the next thing. Otherwise, they're not going to get the most dominant team. Look at how General Skywalker is currently affecting everything in the meta. Darth Revan is still currently the meta, but Skywalker is like number 4, and most people have him at 5-star. So this whole concept about it's an unfortunate side effect, no, it's exactly how you're building this game. You've developed this game into a hoarding game because you don't allow for parity amongst all of the different teams. We can't play with all of our roster if we want to be competitive in Squad Arena. It's just not feasible. You have to focus on Malik and you have to focus on General Skywalker, which requires you to focus on those particular characters. So, I don't know. It once again, right? It's one of those things where they say they listen to the community, but they don't seem to fully understand what the community is saying or how to take the response. I don't know. It's very disappointing kind of in how they're addressing all of this. So, oh, they tried to sneak something in here.
No, I'm busy doing a PvP match. You have to wait.
Crumb added a response to a previous question that somebody else had already answered. Okay. Now, why am I able to identify these? Okay, so we have one new thing for cyanides with the response that kind of got stuck in there. And I think that's it right now. Yeah, we have one kind of added response from cyanides. So, yeah. So let me look at what you guys in the CG Miller will save us all. New secret weapon to develop all damn things that are way overdue. It's true though. Darth Revan 1023 is making a good point. They are taking the harder questions, and I hope they look back at the response to their questions. I'm sure we're not the only ones having these responses to their responses. They're not in line with the community at all. So if they want to be, they can make the effort. They don't have to. It's totally up to them. There's a lot of games where the developers don't take that effort in order to speak with the community, and they have it's totally up to them if they want to do it that way or not. But if not, if they do want to make it so that they're with the community, then they should take some efforts after this Q&A to realize that some of their responses are tone deaf to what the community has been saying. Like the reason why people are hoarding resources and you not really understanding it, yeah, sorry. It's not a backwards way of thinking. You're power creeping this game. That is what is happening. If you don't understand you're power creeping this game and you're intentionally making newer characters more important, then that's sad on your part. That's sad that you don't understand your own game. So, Okay. Let's see.
Oh shit! I just hit somebody that I shouldn't have hit.
Oh crap!
Oh fuck! I thought it was somebody else. Let me message him.
Tell him that you're currently playing CG.
Yeah.
You got distracted.
I just messaged him.
Did you knock him out of an important place?
Yeah, he was at 5. I just realized. I thought it was the other guy, and so I'm sitting there trying to do this.
Oh, well, luckily it's still like only 10
I know,
at
I
the hour.
gotta do that. Son of a bitch.
Well, it's still 10 after
I
the
know.
hour. So he has plenty of time to come
I
back.
just screwed that up. I gotta message him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine. Mistakes will happen.
Shit. I gotta message him. I just saw that. I'm like, oh no. Let me find him.
Oh God.
I just
Okay,
realized
I have to
since
work.
I did
I
it,
have to
was
work
like,
on another one. I have to work on another one. We have another dev that showed up.
I can't keep.
We have another dev that showed up. One that you're familiar with, Ranger. It's CG Fugitive. So let me see if I can get CG Fugitive's image up. Okay, so let me go ahead and work on this. While Ranger is trying to make good his mistake, we have another dev that has joined the Q&A, CG Fugitive. So we will go ahead and work on his graphic here in a second. Trying to get that up. While you hear the furious thumping of Ranger typing. Okay, so let me set this here. And perfect. Put it right here. And we will do this here. Haha. There we go. Okay. Then we'll do the little cutout here for the mouth.
I didn't mean to do that.
It happens.
I know, but he's a good guy, and I don't really.
I know, but you're.
I know. For some reason, I think it was
the.
the other guy, and I just realized as soon as I got done, I'm like, right, let me just get in there, and then I looked, I'm like, oh shit, God damn it.
Okay, so we have a new dev.
What?
We have a new dev that came in.
Oh God.
One that you're familiar with. It is CG Fugitive, so I'm putting the image in thin stuff. So you have the fin stuff here, and I'm gathering the questions. We have a few questions here. We have
the
the
hell?
one.
What kind of? What the hell?
Regular voice. Any voice you want.
No.
Any voice you want.
I don't have a voice that even matches.
Do
that.
Arnold. Do Arnold.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, we need Arnold. That's gonna be perfect with Arnold. Or Matthew is saying one of your president impersonations. Do Clinton. Actually, do Clinton.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we'll get to that one. I'm gathering the questions. I posted the one for cyanides here. There's going to be a few switches in this one, just so you know. So the first one we'll do with cyanides. And I'm double checking that that's the first one here because I'm not seeing. Yep, that was an add-in. So we have that one from cyanides.
All right, which one am I doing?
We're going to start out with cyanides.
Wait for Rich Marion to yell at me. Oh God.
He's yelling at you?
No, he's being cold-blooded. That's stupid ass.
Okay. So we have the first one's going to be cyanides.
Yeah, let me switch my team so he can.
Yeah.
He can hit me real quick. So, all right, we got 3 minutes, so we can do cyanide and then we'll do it.
Yeah, we have cyanides and we have a few others. So. And then so we have one from cyanides. Then we have one that's split between Viking and Fugitive, and then we have one for Fugitive. So.
Okay.
Oh, you could do Kermit. No, we're not doing Randy Newman has to sing it. That's not going to be.
No. Okay.
It's either going to be. You guys can vote. It's either going to be Arnold or Clinton. You can see what CG Fugitive's image
God,
is.
you made this mouth too big, dude. Like, I have to get like really
It's
close.
too big? Okay, hold on.
No, we got to go with it, so I'm not changing it up.
Okay.
All right, what are we doing?
It's okay, because the beak is all like your skin color, so it all works out.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the next question?
We're going to start out with cyanides. The cyanide question is in the... Yeah, cyanides question is in the chat, so we can go ahead and start with the cyanides. So cyanides, I have to send it back to SB Crumb here. So SB Crumb, go back to CG Studios. We can now talk with SB Crumb, who is with a bunch of different developers and a bunch of questions. So SB Crumb, take it away.
Okay. So I tried to stick a response in here, but it looks like RSG Studios caught it. We had a question. What is your timeline for making it easier for newer players to catch up, i.e. or e.g. releasing legendary events as always open rather than calendared, as has been alluded in recent Q&As. Now, we had a previous response from CG Sven, but now I stuck in a response from CG Cyanide. So CG Cyanide, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, thank you for asking me this question. This is something we've been thinking about for a while and have a plan to address. There are a lot of questions in this Q&A about new players, guilds recruiting, new players, etc., etc. And what I can say is that we totally agree with the feedback. We have some plans that you'll be hearing about on how we address new players and getting their collections to a state that makes them eligible for more elder content and guild involvement. Oh my.
All right. Now we have some questions for CG Viking first and CG Fugitive. So we're going to start out with CG Viking, who's just going to hand it over. But okay, the question is, we started with asking CG Viking, could you explain the priorities of which character goes first in case of bonus turn meter or big turn meter bonuses? For example, if Anakin and Padme both get a turn, why can Malik go in between them if Anakin hits
Oh,
him?
you think you're pretty clever, do you? I think CG Fugitive is better equipped to answer this one.
Okay, CG Fugitive, what is your response? Let me see what the chat wanted. Chat is saying, not getting a real consensus, but he came first. We're going to go with Arnold.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for having me here. It's very important for me to be answering these questions. Bonus turns have priority over standard turn meter, both from natural speed and from effects that grant turn meter. When multiple units are 100% turn meter due to natural speed or standard turn meter again, the game randomly selects one of them to go next.
Okay, wait. I think we need the Clinton voice because Arnold probably needs a translator.
Shut up!
Spin.
Stop whining!
We need Clinton. Let's get Clinton in here.
You son of a bitch. I gotta change it. Alright, my fellow Americans. When multiple units are at 100% turn meter due to being granted a bonus turn, they gain randomly selected one of them to go next. When a single unit is at 100% turn meter due to being granted a bonus turn, and other units are 100% turn meter from other methods, the unit with the bonus turn meter will always act next. Let me tell you, I know something about bonus turn meter. Let me tell you. Darth Malik can act before Padme because both Malik and Padme are being granted bonus turns. So the game randomly selects one of them to go next. If I had to pick, I'd say Padme. I'd give her bonus turn meter, if you know what I'm saying.
I bet you would. Okay. Oh, while we have you here, CG Fugitive, we have one more question for you somehow, as you weren't scheduled to be here, but okay. Here we go. Question for you. I've noticed that some, but not all, of GeoBrute Alpha stats are shared with a summoned Geonosis Brute. For example, health and offense seem to be shared, but critical damage and tenacity do not. Can you clarify how GeoBrute stats are determined? Which of GBA stats are actually shared? Does changing the gear level of GBA affect the summoned Brute?
Give me a second. I had to respond to my buddy Rich. I just hosed. All right. I'm glad you asked this. What were we talking about, Monica? What were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about this question.
Talking about GeoBrute Alpha.
Oh, well.
And how the stats are affecting Brute.
All right. Geonosian Brute's gear level and rarity are determined by GBA. E.g., Brute Alpha is a 6-star with gear 11. The Brute will be 6-star with gear 11. It's like when you have one blonde and you get another. It's the same thing. These granted, it starts based on gear. In stat tables, we've set up a summoned units on top of the static gains from these gear and stat tables. Geonosian Brute speed, health, physical damage, armor, and resistance are increased by a percentage of Geonosian Brute Alpha's relative stats. Increasing the gear level and rarity of Geonosian Brute Alpha will increase the stats that Geonosian Brute has on its own, as well as increase the amount of additional speed, health, physical damage, armor, and resistance that Brute receives from the Brute Alpha.
There you go.
I have
That
no
is
idea
how
what I said, but God bless America. God bless America.
And with that, we'll send it back to the studio. Back to you,
Oh,
Finity.
good.
Okay. So there you go. So we got some insight there. Full turn meter is below bonus turn meter. And we see now how Brute's stats really work. It's not actually the Brute stat, but it really is. It sounds like it's... The responses are kind of weird. I don't know. What did you think of that GBA one, Ranger? Because it was kind of confusing. Because I thought that the mods and stuff affected it, but the way they made it sound, it was just the gear affecting the base stats. Unless the mods are also kind of duplicated on... It's kind of weird.
Hello there, says
Hello.
Gino. Oh,
How you doing?
no, get him off the
Turn off your
screen.
camera. Turn off your camera,
Can't have you
Grande.
on the camera, Grande. We're trying to conduct business. Did you see?
Yeah, I saw it. He comes here, messes up the stream, and then, yeah, that's what he does.
Well, I'll tell you what. That Grande Patron is one freaky dude.
Hi, Gino. All right.
What's wrong?
We're trying to do something. We can have you in the stream. We just can't have you on the stream. I don't say Grande on the stream. On the job.
Well, something.
Okay, so...
I have a couple bright ideas. I'm just
Something
Oh, God.
darks. What do you mean
Okay,
bright
so
ideas? When did you get
Crumb
started?
posted that they're going to let the team get back to work, but I've got a ton of answers to post from the team still, so that means they're still going to be posting responses.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep monitoring here. I saw at least one for CG Miller, so we'll get back to the CG Studios in a little bit here. But I'm going through here.
Well, since we're just getting set up, Grande, what are your thoughts so far, my friend?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't. I mean, normally there's one or two nuggets in this freaking post, but you got to read. I mean, the thing's at what, 9-10 pages already? Yeah.
Well, the forum post is, but their responses aren't.
Where's it? I thought
Their responses are on the first page in like 6 or 7 different sections.
Yeah,
That Chrome has.
normally when we look at this, there's like 2 or 3 things that get said that we should probably focus on, and I haven't read enough of it yet to really figure out.
Well, we've been
those
reading
two
it for the chat.
I know.
RSG Communication Liaison Services has been doing their work.
At your service.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so we have, let's see. We have one for Miller that I see. Let's see which ones we have. So we have one for CG Miller that came in. We have one for, let me put this over here so I'm not cricking my neck. Actually, we have 2.
well, next, not that he can't do it. It's just that it messes up what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, normally we'd have Grande. Trust me, Grande one that makes a complete ass of
the
himself.
problem is then the
camera thing doesn't work.
We have like the 2 camera setup for a reason. That's why.
Yeah, Grande. Once we get done, Grande wants to wear his thing.
We don't mind Grande rocking the brain slug. He does that all the time.
Well,
That's not. If you want to now, you can, Grande. You'll have to turn it off soon, though, when we're getting ready to read questions.
yeah. There you
Okay.
go.
So I turned it on.
Okay,
There's
there you go.
Rafa Marion Grande there.
RSG Communication Liaison Studios is now haunted by the presence of Grande Patron,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Woohoo!
the lighted Squidbilly.
It's my dreadlocks.
Just no.
You don't like them? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Like,
Okay, so we have two from Miller, one from
I
Viking.
normally wear this with my jacket when I'm going out chicken chasing.
Guys!
Okay, and then we have another one from Miller. So we have
Guys,
3 from Miller,
chickens!
4 from Miller. Okay, so we have 4 Miller and I think 1 Viking.
Are you getting this from? Are you doing it from like a dev post bot, or are you pulling?
Oh no, I'm going through it
Just
manually.
pulling it manually.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, Ranger.
Oh, goody. Which one are we doing first?
You wanna? Let's do the Miller ones. I'll try to give all the Millers together, but
Okay.
I might skip one. But okay, Grande, you'll have to turn off your camera.
Okay.
All right. So we have a few more questions here that were directed or answered by CG Miller and I think CG Viking. So we'll go ahead and get those answered. We'll send it back to SB Crumb in CG Studios at Capitol Games in Sacramento. SB Crumb, take it away.
Okay. All right. So the first question for CG Miller. I'm putting it in the chat now so you can see what the question is, CG Miller. The question is, will the next GAC finally use fleet again? All players who have invested in ships and pilots feel screwed because of how GP is calculated and used in matchmaking.
Hey, I'm back, everybody. Looks like the witches got some more bruins and summoned me back into CG Miller's body. Let me tap into the old noggin here of his brain matter to see what he thinks. Oh, hey, he says, as we announced on Wednesday, the next Grand Arena Championship will include a fleet node in every round. Hey, what's your favorite ship in Star Wars, Salacious B. Crumb?
The MILF.
Oh, mine's the Enterprise. I like it because it's got those Fruton torpedoes.
Okay. We have the next question. Is the light side Geonosis territory battle the first battle of Geonosis, like the dark side, I assume because of the Reek and Nexu, or the second battle, which, in my opinion, makes more sense with the characters we have, which are mainly from the Clone Wars and Episode 3. Also, what is the name of it?
Oh, it's a great question. My response is, I think the 1969 Cubs were the best Chicago Cubs team. They had some great players on there, like Phil Rizzuto and Ernie Banks. I mean, it was the who's who of the Cubs. What was it? Oh, we're another question.
Yeah, we're talking about Star Wars Galaxy.
The dark and light side territory battles are an amalgam of both the first and second battles of Geonosis. As you're simply playing a simulation on the holotables, we were able to bring you the best beats of both canonical backgrounds. Well, they're really trying to tongue-tie me with all this verbiage here, CG Crumb.
CG Miller.
Well,
His ass body.
Hey, shut up. I'm trying to do some funny stuff here. While remaining solidly within the prequel errors. Hey, there's nothing like prequel it all over someone when you're trying to do an error, is what I say. Someone give me another Budweiser. This is taking forever.
Screw another Budweiser. I got another question for you.
Oh, God.
The next question says, what can we expect from Treya's placeholder? Could this be future touch-up or rework to make the Triumvirate something more than bug repellent in GAC?
Hell yeah, I hate bugs. Like cockroaches. Those little bastards, you kill them and they keep coming back. It's kind of like Grande Patron. I've never met that man. I mean, I've killed him 27 times. I don't think mortal means of taking his life is available to us. But moving on to your question, Galaxy of Heroes is a massive
Can't kill
game.
a Kraken.
Hey, shut up, Grande. We're trying to do serious work here. We don't need your mouth running things here. Galaxy of Heroes, before I was rudely interrupted by Babyface Patron, as he's known in prison, is a massive game with massive amounts of data and new features getting added in all the time. On occasion, a feature gets added that interacts with the game in a weird and unexpected way, kind of like what I'm doing right now, such as exposing an ability that there's just to ensure that the character behaves in the way intended. This icon was not a new ability for Treya.
All right. And one last question
Holy
for you.
cow, another question. Oh my God, I think I'm dying.
One last question for you, CG
Are
Miller.
you trying to kill me again? What are you doing?
I don't know if that's possible, but yes. Okay. Next question. With being about iconic characters, why a generic named character like Arc Trooper when we have one named in canon called Havoc, who was in the Clone Wars? and was the only reason you added the 501st tag to synergize with General Anakin Skywalker. He shouldn't have the tag since Havoc was not 501st. Fives, Echo, and later Jesse were the only 501st ARC troopers to exist in canon.
Hey! You answered your own question. Havoc was not 501st, and that tag is needed to be synergized with General Skywalker. To this end, we chose to go with the generic ARC trooper instead of Jesse to ease up a little on the art department, who have been doing an amazing job of late.
Okay.
Am I done? Can I go back to do what I was doing?
Yes, you're done.
Oh, good. I can
we
go
need
back to
CG Viking.
waterboarding Kermit the Frog. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, we have a question for CG Viking.
Alright, I've come back here to answer your stupid questions.
Okay, so CG Viking, we have a question from Animal Mother. And the question is,
Alright.
any chance we will ever see characters from canon comics, such as Afra, 000, BT1, Trios, Kurak Infala, etc.?
Oh, why don't we just put in the Vush and Vong, you wee bonny bastards? What have wanted these characters to? The question of chance depends a lot on timing, but I can see it reviving the discussion around these characters in the coming year.
In the upcoming year.
Shut your dirty mouth.
Okay, we're going to send it back to Finity in RSG Communication Liaison Studios. Finity, take it away.
Okay.
I'm still here, you wee bonny blue bastard.
Oh, no.
With your wee little tie and no suspenders. What kind of man are you?
I have suspenders. I can go get them. I don't know if you want
Actually,
me
don't wear the suspenders. I don't want to see your junk.
Yeah, I know. Not going to be any...
Alright, let's bring Grande back on the stream before he has an aneurysm.
Hey, CG Viking, I have a question. Is winter coming?
Aye, it is here already. It's that time of year for Christmas presents. What did you get me for Christmas, if you don't mind me asking, Grande? Patroon?
A lump of coal.
Oh, that's what I got you, since mine was covered with feces.
Simon says always use ball bag.
Bar bag.
Right, do we,
Your
do we feel
blue
like there's any
ball
nuggets
bag.
here for real? Or are we just thinking it's all kind of like wah, wah?
Honestly, the nuggets are more for the players about how disconnected they are from the community. There's a few questions they asked them about, like YouTube and them reading the Reddit and stuff, and they basically said, yeah, we're reading it and we listen to it, and there's not much difference between YouTubers and Reddit. Meanwhile, they say that we asked Galactic War Report to
Hey,
do
Toyota Canadian.
an interview like 2 days before the interview that they did on the 24th. Most of their players are not listening to podcasts. Most of them are probably listening to Arnold. You don't even have to go to all of them.
No.
I mean, if we look, I mean, we could probably pull the download rates of the podcast versus the viewing hours on Arnold's and see the difference.
Yeah. I think they're disconnected from the community. They're making efforts to try and reconnect, and they're doing it completely the wrong way because they're not asking anyone into the community how to do it. The people within the CG bubble are making the recommendations, and they are obviously not directing them in the correct direction. So it's really not helping matters. It's kind of like a blind leading the blind scenario right now with them trying to get better with the community. It's kind of sad.
It's crazy. I could have used more cowbell in the devs' responses.
Look, here's the deal. Here's the thing.
Possibly.
They can discuss raids all they want. It's been a freaking 2 years since.
Say it, baby. Say it.
Since they put one in, man. I mean, you know,
Here's the walk.
Here's the thing. You know, I can think about sending my wife some roses.
Well,
you know, I could think about it all I want. You know, but I don't get to go down to Sexy Town unless I actually like type my until I actually like type in my credit card and the rose guy delivers them to her office.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, right? But that's just, you know, I mean, I could talk about all the good intentions I have with Finity and all the good intentions I have with Ranger, but if I don't actually like shut up and put up, it doesn't matter if I had a talk with my son about how neat it would be to bring Ranger to an Astros game. It doesn't matter, right?
I'm not going. I haven't.
I mean, honestly, Toyota Canada, what you said is exactly right. So Tyranny Canada in the chat said the devs have proven how disconnected they are. It's not that hard for them to fix it. It's not. But I'm going to give a simple example here. Look at how they're doing their Q&A. Just straight up. This is not the way you do a Q&A. And the worst part is if you
we do Q&As all the time.
I mean, if you read what Crumb wrote at 2 Pacific, so this was 35 minutes ago, he said, I'm going to let the team get back to work, but I've got a ton of answers to post from the team still. That means he's collecting the answers already. Why not give them the questions ahead of time and then just post the full Q&A at once?
Yeah, he's pre-collected
Seriously, this whole live forum Q&A where you continually edit your own post and sometimes even interject things into an already existing answer, which we caught. That is not the way to do a Q&A. Sorry, this is not a Q&A. This is you just posting information in a weird way. So there's no.
The other thing too is there's no audit log to tell you it was edited.
No, I'm doing it just by watching. So if there were little edits to statements and stuff, there's no way I'm going to catch that. I could catch like a full response that he put in there for somebody else. But it's kind of sad the way that they're doing this. And this is one thing that they could do in order to make that relationship with the community. But they're choosing not to. They're choosing not to go into platforms that are highly visible. So, and while I love the Galactic War Report, and they are like the most successful podcasts right now for Galaxy of Heroes, no offense to the Escape podcast, they're a little newer, but the Galactic War Report has been around for a while, and they do a good job. They're only like 3 episodes behind us in terms of like weekly episodic stuff, right? So
the other thing though too
they've
is
been doing this for a while.
Right. But you got the other thing too is you have a very disjointed segment of the population. I mean, I like those guys, but all of them are basically free to play. So they come at it from a different perspective than people who put cash in the game. I mean, part of the reason why we like having everybody in the group is because some of us have paid, some of us haven't, some of us used to and stopped, and some of us have continued. It's the reason why we like all being in different guilds, is because we don't end up with this groupthink mentality or like it's fine, it's whatever. I haven't actually paid anything, so it doesn't matter.
So is it easy to fix? It is, but they have to make the effort to do so. And so far, they're in their own little bubble, and it looks like they have no intention of trying to fix it. They're just saying they're doing stuff and listening to the community. So it is what it is. It's up to them how they want to handle it. It's their PR. It doesn't look good, but it's their PR. So
yeah.
So if they keep it that way, we will continue to mock and criticize it because it's ridiculous.
There's no way that they actually all 20 of them watch everything that happens on Reddit or watch everything. They got one or two.
They responded to that,
I'm saying they got 1 or 2 dudes that probably watch the vast majority and give them the cliff notes.
All right, so we have some other responses now, Ranger. They're from CG Miller. We have to bring back. I'm kind of hoping that Crumb is watching this and just wants to see more Harry Carey, so he keeps on putting Miller as the dev,
right?
Just for the sake of saying it. But we have more responses from CG Miller. You're going to send him back to CG Studios in Sacramento.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Space, the Infinite
You have to turn off your camera, Grande.
Oh.
Hi, we're back here. We're visiting the great blue ball of Uranus.
That's my shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry. The shirt of Uranus.
All right, before this gets any worse, I'm going to send it to SB Crumb in CG Studios.
Oh, good. That's a good call, Finn, because you're getting everybody blue balls of Uranus.
Okay, so, question for you, CG Miller. Why do we have to wait 5 seconds when we are simming fleet challenges or challenges? Is there a reason for this?
It sure is. We want more money. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else, a bet I made. Hey, we need to have your phone and send that it started the sim process, and then ensure that your phone receives the results of the sim process. Because of the variance of a cell networks and connections, the minimum safe amount of round trip time is 5 seconds. Is that the right one?
Yeah. Okay. And then we have one more question here for you, CG Miller.
I was worried we were going to run out.
So we have more pilots. We have more ships coming without pilots. So the question is, how is Vulture Droid able to scale and keep up with the power that Relic 7 is giving other pilots?
That's a good question. The answer is it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being told that that's the wrong answer. Let me give the right one here. Hey, for Vulture Hyena. Wait, did they really call a ship here hyena? Or is it hyena? What the hell
It's
they
hyena.
do? Hyena is...
It's like hyena. It's like hyena.
All right, get off the glue, buddy. We don't need any more of your nonsense. Hyena and Wildling, all our crewless ships so far. We made sure that our stats scaled in such a way that they can and do remain competitive in vital parts of their fleets at the current maximum relic level. We had to be very careful that a maxed out crewless ship wasn't dominant in terms of how much was invested into it, i.e. melted face against non-relic enemies. Hey, speaking of melted faces, I sure hope I never have one.
You're dead. It's okay.
That's a good call. If I was alive, I look like a crayon that's been left by the fireplace too long.
Hey, you guys.
At the end here, it was a very fine line, but our internal testing is showing the results we were aimed for with these ships.
Okay. And with that, we're going to send it back to RSG Studios and give it back to Affinity and Ranger.
Hey, Cobbs win!
No, he did not say Voltron droid.
Voltron droid would be epic, dude.
It would be. They'll never do it. I hope we get a pickle icon for the 4th anniversary. I really hope so. I really want to see Silverbolt's Darth Pickle in the game.
Dun 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 dun. Grant, you can get me back on camera. Dun,
Oh.
dun, 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 dun.
Sorry, I got a text.
Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum.
Okay, so we have one question here for Crumb and Miller.
Wow, wow.
We have another one for Miller. I really think they just want to see Harry Carey. Okay, so we have one for Crumb and Miller and one for just Miller. But we'll take a little break here. Take a little break. And just it's craziness.
It's treason.
So one of the questions that they're answering is actually just something that we just discussed. So so I'm gonna actually get Nightbot up. So we'll try and do some questions here once we're done. I don't know how long we'll answer questions because we're already like over 2 hours on the stream.
It's a plethora of time, and I need to.
It is. For a 1 hour stream, we're over 2 hours. Probably good. Okay, so let me see.
What are you doing, Grande? Are you going through a car wash? What is this, mime time?
I'm playing with my orange dreadlocks.
Quit playing with your long, slender things.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm long and I'm strong, and I'm about to get the friction on.
Just.
Hey, Krakens unite. That's all I'm saying.
36, 24, 36.
Only if she's
5'3".
5'3".
Oh my god. Okay, let's do another. Let's see, so I think it's still the same. I think it's Crumb, Miller, and then Miller. Yep, I got that one from Viking already. I did that one.
Gotta get a moving.
Actually, I think it's just one for. Or no, this is the other one for just Miller. Okay.
Talk about it, talk about
Talk
it,
about it, talk about it, talk about it.
RSG D&D has been going on,
Yep.
Toyota Canada. It's on Twitch.
We've started a Star Wars campaign.
Yep. So Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch is when we do Dungeons and Dragons. So we don't do Dungeons and Dragons on YouTube. We do it on Twitch.
That's right. That's
So
nice.
twitch.tv/Reality Skewed Gamers. The link is in the description. So if you go to our Twitch page, that's where we're doing that kind of stuff.
My wife thinks she's being slick by taking my charger, but little does she know, when I get done with this, I'm going to rip it from her dull, cold, dead hands.
You did not hear that, people.
What?
saying.
Oh, yeah, yes. I think you did.
No.
No, that's science. I think you did.
No. Okay. So, I think we need to send it back to CG Studios. Let's see. We have.
I'm in the middle of a PvP battle. You'll have to wait.
Okay, let me know when you're done. Then we'll send it back because
Sometimes it hurts when I PvP.
we have a Crumb and a Miller, and then we have another Miller only, and then we have a Sven.
Sven?
Sven? Did you say Sven?
I'm so happy I
Yeah.
can be Sven.
Okay, so we have. I think that's it for now. Let me see.
I'm scrolling. I don't even know where you're seeing. You're literally having.
Oh, we have another one with Sven. We have two with Sven. Okay.
What the heck is Sven's job again? Does anybody remember?
Yeah, we announced it at the beginning of the stream. Grande, it's at the top. Sven is the senior game designer.
And he likes pudding.
I just didn't remember. That's all. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll wait for Ranger to finish his PvP match. You know, like real players have to do around their PvP time, and then we'll.
I have to PvP and.
No, Grande, no. As soon as you emphasize that last P, I know where this is going. Just no. 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 No.
I'll just keep that joke to myself. I look like a bad advertisement for Finding Nemo. It's not. I'm a Kraken, dude. Come on. Look at this. I'm a squid. Come on, guys. It's a squid.
Come on, yes.
Did you see that? It is not Finding Nemo. It's a squid. And it has special powers. Did you guys see my special powers? I can wow you with my special powers. Hold on. I'm gonna wow you.
This is what you get. You see, this is even. See, I think CG Studios is better than RSG right now.
There you go.
Okay.
My special powers. See?
This is what happens when you do PvP. Ranger Grande does this.
You're the one that brought him here, so.
I did not bring Grande in here.
All right, who am I going with
My
next?
special
Here?
powers.
This is awful. Okay, so we're gonna start out with Miller. So we're gonna send it back to RSG Studios or CG Studios actually from RSG Studios, where we have a question that is going to be answered by Crumb, as well as CG Miller.
That's a good call because he has all the answers. Me and Grande are just here to stroke our Wookiees and drink Coors Light.
Okay, so let's send it to SP Crumb in CG Studios. Grande, make sure you turn off your camera.
That's a good call, Budweiser. Get your damn face off the camera.
Oh wait, sorry. Okay, should be better now.
All right. Okay. So, the first question is, why do you bother with these surveys since you obviously only answer questions you prepare ahead of time?
Well, who wants to answer a question they don't
I'll
know
answer
the answer
first.
to?
I'll answer first, but I'll let you take a shot at it too.
All right. That's a good call.
We do answer some of them in advance, but then we answer as many as we can on the fly. In some cases, it makes more sense for us to find an answer in advance. For example, mechanical questions are difficult to find answers quickly, so you'll get a much better and more accurate answer if we can talk to the person who worked on it directly. What do you have to say about it, CG Miller?
I think you're lying.
I am not.
I think you're full of malarkey. Or is that beef jerky? I get the two
That is
mixed
not
up.
actually what CG Miller said. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen here, scumbag. I'll say what I damn well feel like since you make me do this ridiculous voice and summon me from heaven. All right, I'm sure you can look back at the questions this team has answered today and see that the majority of them are about very specific topics that are basically impossible for us to predict ahead of time. While many questions are obvious, many more delve into areas we had no idea that the players wanted to know more about. And if you believe that, I got some beachfront property in Arizona that I just sold Grande babyface Patron right after he got out of prison. Is on parole.
But don't worry, we read Reddit and the forums, and we know what the community
We
wants.
listen to the YouTubers, even though they don't really bring anything of
We can never
value.
predict. We have no idea what you guys want to talk about. Well, we still read the Reddit and the forums where you tell us everything you guys want us
It's
to
a
talk
good
about.
call.
Okay, next question. Will we have a 3v3 GAC?
GAC is set to handle multiple variations of deployments: 3v3, 5v5, menage a trois, Dutch door action. this for that. And whether we include fleets in those as well.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's accurate, but okay.
It sure is.
Okay, I think CG Miller needs to take a break now.
Shut your pie hole.
Let's bring back CG Sven.
All right, I'll go back to heaven.
Yay!
Sven?
Yeah, I'm here to translate.
Welcome
back.
Isn't it Grande? Grande's your chicken?
Grande is back? Yes, Grande is back from catching those chickens. All right, let's get to your first question, Sven. The first question, could the dev team add statistics to the Grand Arena board so we can see how our teams did on defense? And along the same line, can we add notifications for when your opponent has attacked or is attacking?
The defense is a working version. Okay, the question. Championships in Grand Arena are squared on their side according to the improvements. We're committed to supporting the health in the competition and giving players a very consistent they want. We go send a lot of good feedback from the community in addition to the D's from the team on what the urgent duties are these. So we're working on the priorities and where we can come together as a holistic improvement to the participants.
All right. And so to translate what Sven said, championships and Grand Arena are square in our sights for quality of life improvements. We're committed to supporting healthy competition and giving players the information they want. We've got a lot of great feedback from the community in addition to ideas from the team on what to add to these. So we're working on priorities and what can come together as a holistic improvement to the experience. Oh, CG is all about the holistic. I am repeating exactly what you are saying. Poo-poo. Okay. No, we have another question for you, Sven.
No, it's more the question.
Yeah. So here's the question. Our guild and many others are struggling to get new recruits. What do you have planned to help us maximize our guild growth?
The guild growth question. This is a motivation challenge, so I can speak to all of it. This and season, we are scheduling work beginning with the next season. Detail updating which should be begin to chip away at the fundamental problem of how long it taken at a new player and to become a viable group for existing guilding. We need to respect and all the updated player with me. We need the photo. Starting with the early continue the season. Who is a version? Ultimately, there's a blending of the marketing, the feature, the content, and the economy. These artists. And those who want to open the new for nothing, we're clearly aware of guild, and we are looking on the distribution.
Aren't you glad that CJ Fugitive didn't sound like Arnold? Okay. What Sven said. Okay. So what CG Sven said is, this is a multifaceted challenge, so I can't speak to all of it. That said, we're scheduling work beginning with the next title update, which should begin to chip away at the fundamental problem of how long it takes for a new player to become viable recruit for existing guilds. We need to respect all players' investments while opening the funnel, starting with our earliest content and systems. Ultimately, there is a blending of marketing, feature, content, and economy to solve this. And those won't happen overnight. We're keenly aware of guild health and working on it.
Bark, bark, bark.
Bark, 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 indeed. Let's send it back to Finity. Okay, let's send it back to CG. Let's send it back to CG Finity in RSG Communication Liaison Studios. Finity, take it away.
Granny and the chicken.
There you go.
That was excellent. So basically, we're just going to negate everything you did in the first 2 years of the game in order to get you some new players.
I mean, that's what they should have been doing anyways, right? They really did need to make it so that the earlier content is easier for newer players to give them an opportunity to catch up. Otherwise, they're constantly chasing an end game that's moving way too far. I mean, even free-to-play players aren't even able to keep up.
Yeah,
So
free-to-play players that have been in here for 4 or 5 years can't.
yeah, can't keep up. So what would they expect with newer players? So I think it makes sense. So, I mean, that's yeah, I think it makes sense.
I mean, it does make sense, but it does feel a little bit annoying if you paid for something or spent a long time trying to get something, and then now they're basically going to be like, oh, by the way, if you open the game, if you download the game, we'll give you Thrawn and CLS for free.
Well, I don't think they're going to give it for free, but I think they are going to make it so that the requirements are maybe like a little bit easier, or they're reducing the difficulty of the events. So you still have to farm the same stuff, but you don't necessarily have to get into the same gear. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can make the entry price easier for a player. So, I mean, we'll see what they do. I'm sure they have some ideas as to how they're going to do it, but it is something they have to be cautious about, that they don't just give away things for free. You're right. So, okay. We have a bunch of questions for CG Viking.
Oh, they just came in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goody.
Let me.
So, Ranger, are you ready for CG Viking?
Let's do it.
Okay, so...
All right there, you wee buttholes.
Trying to make sure you turn off your camera?
Oh,
You're Grande Patron, you're prison escapee. Get your ass out of here.
sincerely apologize.
Don't be trying to mock me, you little wee bastard. I'll stick my sword full up your spine. You'll be tasting metal for 3 months.
God. Okay, so there is CG Viking.
I'm very angry.
CG Viking looks a lot like Ranger, just with hair on his
How
head.
dare you? He's sexier than me.
All right, let's send it to SP Crom in order to get the questions asked of CG Viking. Crom, take it away.
Okay. So the first question for you, CG Viking, is from Cool Gator. Ooh, Cool Gatorol. Says, here is a question. Are you considering changing the epic confrontation unlock from 5 stars to 7 stars?
Oh, you think you're smart, you little... Trying with your trickery questions here. We are not considering that change. Epic confrontation events will order 5-star character unlocks. And that's the way it is, and we like it.
Boom goes the dynamite. Okay, next question is from 2E2s. Says, in the past, legendary and epic events were given rewards other than shards of the character for completing each tier of the event. This past General Skywalker event, there were no other rewards for completing a tier outside of shards. Is the plan moving forward for all future legendary, marquee, and epic events? Or will we get those rewards for completing the General Skywalker event at a later date?
You'll get nothing and you'll like it, you little whiny butthole.
That's not the answer.
I don't know, that's just how I'm feeling. But let me give the politically correct answer. You wee ball. We will revisit legendary, marquee, ancient journeys and epic events with the new releases planned for the future. And the reward format for those in the event is not expected to change. So suck it!
Okay. Then the next question for you, CG Viking, is specifically for you. And the question is, I'm a designer and enjoy the creative process very much. Can you talk about an instance, kit, or moment where you were really excited about being in a creative mode?
No!
Please?
Alright. Hello and nice to meet you, you can't even talk, I'm so angry. Glad to meet a fellow designer. I have the absolute privilege of working with a large team of really talented designers. It is my job to help the design team see the future of the game and to be clear their path ahead so that they have the creative space to build the most compelling characters, events, and features possible. In my role, I get to witness our amazing talented work, and I'm proud and thrilled with each release. The creative space and making games is the dream come true, and I relish every moment of it. But you asked for a specific example, and one that stands out for me was Padme. That kit and the characters were revised and created to support that had a touch of design elegance that was particularly satisfying. Much like
give you a
eating
nice touch of
haggis.
elegance.
You shut your filthy mouth, you prison escapee.
Okay, next question for you.
There's a lot of questions for me. I'm not used to the spotlight.
It is. You're kind of popular right now. Next question. I think they might think you're BCM. Okay. How many work on the game day to day? What is the focus right now?
Off the top of my head, there are about 90 of us working on this game, day to day, not including the weekends. We like to go on little trips and vacations, not including days staff external to the studio. Broadly, we are divided into a live team, a theater team, a communication team, a technology team, and an art team, and more. Our current efforts are creating new characters, new events, finishing the Light Side TV, finalizing our December client release, finalizing pre-production on our March release, and preparing the design candidates for our June release.
Okay. And then here's another question for you. And this question says, how many man-hours does it take to create a new character from start to finish?
Over 9,000! No, seriously, 9,000 hours! I don't even get to eat! Alright, in all seriousness, it takes us entirely too long to make new characters, and it's something we want to address. I can't tell you the number of persons hours, but we'll say that we start working on most characters several updates before they're released, with the bulk of the time being spent on balance.
There you go. There was a lot of questions.
Over 9,000.
Are you able to take one more for us, CG
How
Viking?
dare you ask me another one? Alright.
It's for the community. Something we don't do enough of.
Ask your question.
Okay, so the question is, easiest sandbox. Create a button called practice instead of battle in both arenas. Don't tie it to the server. Combat already exists client side, just code it so the results never get reported to the server. And it doesn't affect anyone's cooldowns. Easy. Most asked update ever. Please consider it.
Alright, over 9,000 times we've heard this damn question. We're working on it.
And strangely enough, we're working on it is the actual response by the devs.
Aye, it is there, you wee little toad.
Bet you weren't expecting that.
That'd be the science out of it.
Okay, we're going to send it back to Affinity, Grande,
Oh,
and
thank
Ranger
God, my voice is going.
in RSG Studios.
I can't believe their actual responses were working on it.
Soon, TM.
Yeah, we actually got a soon TM in the Q&A already. Actually, they literally
Dude, like
put
this,
soon
they
TM.
really think they're that funny. I mean, they're not. It's not funny. I mean, it's like,
We had fun with it. I don't think it works the same way, but
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny when we use it. It's
Oh,
not
no, Grim
funny
is
when
here.
they use it.
Grim stuck into RSG Studios. This is not good. Where's
I've
security?
I've
Where's
been
security?
here behind
Big
the
Country
curtain
Mags is security.
since the beginning.
Oh my God, he was hiding in the curtains. The one place we didn't check.
Ah,
I don't know
That's
who
it.
else is in the curtain. Yeah, we need better security. Where the hell is
Sorry,
Urban
I
Blaster?
fell asleep.
Oh no, we have another Viking. Oh. You fell asleep behind the curtain. Everyone's freaking just in the curtains, hiding out. Just awful.
I've just been the bounty hunter in the corner, man. That's all my job is.
No, I mean, yeah, the bouncer.
Then how do you let Grim in? You were hired for security, and Grim is in here.
I was flirting with the dancers in the hall, sorry.
nice.
I mean, Urs was here, so I can't.
Yeah, he
blame
was
you.
here.
I was pulling a Boba Fett in the corner, talking with the singers.
Simon Houston, I do not. He asks if Grande or I have a good Scottish accent. I do not.
I can't keep it up for very long. Maybe like a sentence, and then
I
I'd
do
be
not want to
screwed.
insult you with my Scottish accent.
Or let's hear your Scottish accent.
What I want to know is just why Finn can do one accent incredibly well. Right. can't
German.
you-
It's German.
I've
I
been
was
trying
thinking
to
of-
get him to do his German accent.
I was no, it's a little bit
He's
different
feeling a little
accent.
scheiße.
I've heard it before on the phone a couple of times, Finity. I can't quite
Yep,
place.
it's German. it's
No, I
German.
don't touch that many German
No,
people.
it's his Canadian accent.
What do you mean, eh?
I'm thinking it might be
It's
his.
not that hard to do a
he
Canadian
should do-
accent. You
he
just
should
talk
do
like
his-
this and say a bunch
He
of
should
A's,
do
eh?
He should do his native. He should do his Indian accent.
I don't do it. That's racist, sir.
That's not racist.
How dare you? You just assume because I'm brown, I'm Indian? What the hell, Grande?
No.
Seriously.
I mean, not Native American.
Here
I'm
we
not
are having a very serious discussion about CG's response, and then you just go and be racist. It's not nice.
I'm just
Everyone
saying.
knows Finn is Egyptian Mexican.
Oh my God!
That's
Now
right,
Archie's
that's
talking.
right. Or Alchie Dumplings here. Simon, have you got
Everyone
your
is sneaking in here. It's just,
Have you got your wee paws into him there, lass?
I'm working on it.
Oh, that's the question.
oh my God. Okay, I think we have 2 more from Viking. I'm trying to double check. I think we have 2 more for Viking.
I gotta hope so, because my voice is going.
I know. We're taking a little break. SB Chrome is a little tired too. His neck hurts from having to bend down into the mouth hole.
The
That
real
is also
SB
what
Crumb.
she said.
I said it the way I intended. SB Chrome needs a break. His neck is tired from bending down.
Why doesn't SB Crumb just adjust his camera?
I'm just saying. That is what you heard. You heard it correctly. I'm just saying.
So basically, a synopsis of this entire Q&A is
what happened-
Pretty much, yeah.
So see,
We're
what had
working on
happened
it.
was...
Dude.
Yeah, I think we've gotten through most of their questions. They're kind of trickling in a little bit now, but let's see. So we have we have 2 more from Viking. We don't have anything else yet. I think we're still at that one is still there. And this one, yeah, we still have just 2 from Viking. Yeah. So overall, let me actually, while we're waiting a little bit for the Viking to recover.
No, Bray, let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So we are going to send it back to SB Crumb in CG Studios, and we will have Crumb go ahead and ask the question.
What the hell am I doing back here?
Well, we need Crumb is going to ask you some more questions, Viking.
Oh, that little turd. All right.
Yeah, we're going to get him on
Give
screen
me
here
your
in a second.
Questions.
All right. So you're ready to answer questions.
Oh, I am.
Okay, so we're going to send it back to SB Chrome. SB Chrome, take it away.
Okay. So, question. The QC of the last couple of updates have been less than stellar. What steps are being taken to improve the quality of future updates to make sure there aren't several big issues with them?
Oh, onto you the hard case. You're right. We are aware of all of us. Disappointed when we let the bug slip into a race, and we're working on process improvements to address this.
Then let's ask the big question.
All right.
When are we getting more ship content?
Soon, T-Man.
No.
All right. More ships are on the way, with a couple of capital ships coming as well. We're adding ships to DSA. We want our next raid to include ships.
There we go. So let's send it back to RSG Studios with a bunch of guests that managed to sneak in because BCM was flirting with Twi'leks in the hall. Okay, back
that's
to
a
you,
good
Kennedy.
man. Get one for me. I like the green ones.
God. Okay, so there you go. The last couple questions so far that were directed at Viking. I'm going to assume they're going to start wrapping it up here because this is getting kind of nonsensical in their questions too.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. I'm going to start asking some of the viewer questions.
Good idea.
From Nightbot while we wait for if there is anything more with CG, because we'll wrap it up at 6:30 Ranger, so we'll make it like a 3-hour stream, so we'll end right at 6:30.
Yeah, I mean, I like streaming 8 hours a day. It's fine. It's like I'm doing the gas event all over again. Except
It
this
kinda
time,
is.
it's
Less
questions. Yeah, no whiskey and more questions.
Yeah. Okay. So
my voice.
I'm gonna try and go to the serious questions, guys, just because of the interest of time. Nathan Herod question: any ideas about when to prioritize Gear 12, Gear 13, and relics? In the new future, I want to get ready for Darth Revan and Malik. However, there are some tempting relics out there for R2, Bosk, and RH.
I based it off teams. right? When a team is ready is when I take a character to Relic. Exception being like Grievous, you can get away with like your 11 characters on that team. There's a few like that. You know, Malik comes to mind as someone you can take to Relic, whatever. But typically for the rest of the characters, like I took all the characters to 12 before I even considered doing something for the team, so the team would be effective. And then, like say, like my gas team, Ahsoka, and then I'm doing the clones. I can't do anything with gas, but that's kind of how I approach it. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I mean, there's key characters for each team, usually attackers versus tanks, like Ranger was saying, and then specific teams that you're working on. If you're working toward Darth Revan and Malik, you know which teams to work on, and those characters are actually pretty good characters, right? Whether it's the Karth team, the Jedi Knight Revan team, whether it's the Old Republic, there's a lot of teams there that are actually viable. So you'd actually be investing in another team for like defense or offense in Territory Wars, Grand Arena Championships. So I would just focus on that and then work on Gear 12. I wouldn't get distracted by the boss or the R2.
Hey, Simon, you said Ranger. If someone annoys you, you say, beat it, you funny balls.
Oh my god.
Beat it, you funny balls.
Does this count as us learning another language?
Oh, hi, it does. This is good
Okay.
Highland language.
So
yeah.
Ranger has learned Scottish. There's no way I'm learning that.
Yes.
Ranger keeps on destroying the Portuguese, but we learned the Portuguese.
Balançar and soy pickles.
Balançar
I
also
just want to
Any-
say that over there, Fanny does not mean what it means over
Or
here.
I think it does last. I think it
No.
does.
A fanny is that thing that's on the ceiling that spins around and moves air, right?
All right,
No.
Ronnie,
No,
you're
it's the thing that you put on your waist and buckle in the back in order to keep for storage.
Oh, that's right, a fanny pack. That's right. There's
Yeah.
a fanny pack. I thought a fanny
Here,
was
here,
that thing.
Fanny is the back side. There, Fanny is the front.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, next question.
Simon
Okay.
will tell you. Isn't that right, Simon?
Uncomfortable silence.
Let's see what Simon says.
What?
Yeah, that was bound to come. As soon as Grande joined, I had a feeling that was going to happen at some point.
I mean, god damn it, man.
I mean, okay.
Seriously.
Infinity Gaming question: did you guys unlock the Hyena Bomber yet? And is it worth it? Can we use it with Thrawn Geo Team?
I think I'm like 13 shards away.
I'm 51 out of 85. I'll get it easily. I mean,
Yeah, I'm 13 away.
So
So
the
I'll get it
kit
tomorrow.
wise, yeah, kit wise, it actually looks like it'll work under a Thrawn team. The only problem is I looked at its stats on GG, and we'll see how it actually works. It's not at 3 stars or 4 stars where it unlocks. It's not a very tanky ship.
Here's the other problem with all of these ships that don't have pilots. Eventually, if the characters keep progressing up and these ships stay the same, they'll end up like freaking IPD.
Felipe Menicucci says, I'm from Brazil and we speak Portuguese. What the hell did you just say? Someone from Brazil told us that's how you say,
Balançar osso pickles.
yeah, whip out your
It means
pickles.
take out your pickles.
Take out your pickle.
Whip out your pickles. That's what we were told. We were told by Vic Z in Twitch.
It's a lady garden. She's being polite. Simon.
Burn your lady garden down.
That should be
There you
like
go.
a Soundgarden show, like song or
And
something.
that's an STP.
Just because it has garden doesn't.
Just Stone Temple Pilots song.
Grande went straight
Imagine
to
Dragons.
Soundgarden because of the word garden.
That's right. I
Come
sure
in
do.
mean-
a power child, I like to say.
You would too. You too, Finity.
Spoon man.
This I
Next question. Next question.
okay. Next question. Let's see. Oh, a lot of these are about why people can't get into the game.
Oh, yeah.
Connection
You were having some issues earlier.
Okay. Minato Namikaze question. Assuming we are alternating between light side and dark side geo-territory battles, will we be getting double the shard rewards for Watt and his light side counterpart? When Dark Side Hoth came out, they gave us double the Rolo and IPD.
Probably not.
I don't think so initially. It wasn't double initially, right? But it came out afterwards, if I remember
Like
correctly.
a
They
long
fixed it.
time later, and then they changed it back, didn't they?
I think so.
So we got it, and then they took it away.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I think we
No,
will
they're-
eventually, but not.
They're
not
in the
yet.
Get store now.
Yeah, they are. Well, no. But he's talking about Watt and whatever the new
His
one
counterpart,
is.
which is going to be the equivalent
Conehead
of
Man. What's his name? Conehead Man.
Kiadi Mundi.
Yeah, Conehead Man. Forehead guy.
Forehead guy. That is.
He
great.
He basically looks like me in this hat.
Okay, I think with Grande here, we're gonna have to start wrapping it up sooner.
Oh God, come on.
Okay, let's see. Next question. Trying to find the next actual serious question. You guys are all having fun in the chat, and we appreciate it. It's just interest of time that they're going 2 hours over the 1 hour expected time that they listed. We have to obviously keep it reduced. So Nathan Herod, question: what other mobile games do you play, and can there be only one?
We talked about that one already.
Yeah, so Tactical Monsters, I do Clash of Clans, we all do Galaxy of Heroes. I started very briefly, it's just time has been an issue lately with some of the stuff I do in PC gaming. Call of Duty Mobile, which I know Ouchie and Grim play, and BCM, do you play it? I don't think so, right?
I've tried it. I just can't get into it. I'm more of a console shooter person. I can't do it on the phone.
I found another Star Wars mobile game, by the way.
The Lego one?
The Lego one?
No, there's another one.
If you say Disney Plus, I'm gonna smack you.
No. You do have to download Disney Now though to get it.
I know. If you're saying that's a game app, I was gonna. Yeah. Okay. Is this a serious answer, Grande?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now.
Okay.
Is this a really
the Hero
real
Collector Disney game?
No. It's no. It's called Star Wars Resistance. And you play the game, and it's super freaking cool, dude. It's like a racing game where you like swipe through circles. It's super freaking cool, dude. I like it.
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
Sure.
All right. So I think we have just the last two questions. I'm just trying to double check here. One was for I think it was for Viking. And then the other one was for Top Hat. I'm just double checking. I think those are the last two. And then we can call it. So if there's anything more, I mean, there's really nothing new that they're really giving us, although this last question that Top Hat is answering is actually pretty important. So we'll talk about that here. Let's see. We'll do another fan question, and then we'll go into the last two questions that we'll cover in this Q&A. Let's see. Wow, you guys.
It is like Star Wars Mario Kart, basically. What else? 73.
Okay. Minato Namikaze. Oh, go ahead, Grande.
Anyway, there's two really cool. This is the game right here. I should dial in so that way you can see it. And you select your ships. Super cool. And then when you're ready to select your ships, then you play with that ship and you start the race. So you start a race, and then you put your finger down and you like swipe through the circles. If you download the Disney Now app, it's really cool. So it's a racing game.
Cool.
All right, so we have a question from Minato Namikaze, and then we'll go into the last two dev questions. If we are going to be able to do all legendary events at any time, then what will Grim's excuse for not having a 7-star Thrawn be? His Thrawn is starting to rival Rimon's mods. Grim, since you're here and you were hiding in the curtains, what is your response?
My reason would be because it would be like fingernails on a chalkboard to people. You don't have a 7-star Thrawn.
That's
But
all right.
in all
Don't have a
reality, guys,
7-star Thrawn. See what happens.
I am going to try my best to get him this next run because Hera's done. I just need to remod when the event starts. So,
All right, so Ranger, if you are ready, we're going to head back into CG Studios.
Okay.
And we're going to start talking with CG Viking. So we'll need to start.
All right, I've been summoned again, you wee ball bastards.
Yep. And there you go. There's CG Viking. Let's go give it to.
I found out I've shaven the wrong part of my body.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what? With
Someone
that note,
just donated a pickle explosion.
Oh god. Okay, I'll let you comment on that.
Mascarada said $25. Thanks for the Q&A. Amazing. Maz, you're a sexy lady. How do you like fur all over
We don't
me?
have the pickle explosion on here, so
No, we
remind
don't
us,
have the
Maz.
pickles.
You know what we'll do though, Ranger? In order to end the stream, we
What?
will end on a commercial for Maz.
I'd have to change the whole thing, but sure.
Oh no, we'll switch to the scene at the end. We'll go
Okay.
to the very end. We'll switch to the regular ones.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So, actually, we don't need Viking. We just need Top Hat.
What? You just said...
Yeah, I know. We already
All
did the
right.
question that I thought we didn't do.
All right. It's been nice knowing you.
Yes, everyone say goodbye to CG Viking.
I've
He's
come
off to
back.
meet-
What do you want, Finn?
Okay, let me send it to SB Crumb now so he can answer or he can ask you the question. So, SB Crumb, take it away.
Okay. So, question for you, Top Hat.
Yes.
How healthy is the game? And not from a profit standpoint, but from a player standpoint. Do the devs ever try to put themselves in our shoes?
No, you foolish child.
That is not the answer that we would give. That's not a
Oh,
PC
I need
answer.
to read the politically... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have to read the PC
I
answer.
have to read the PC answer.
Yes,
Good.
please.
Good call there, Crumb. You get to live. Most of this is answered above, but I wanted to take the opportunity that we definitely put ourselves in players' shoes. I've personally restarted the game 5 times and have played through a number of different play profiles. Other people in the studio do similar restarts. In general, when we do design the questions, always center around how does an old player feel about this? How does a new player feel about this? How does a spending player feel about this? How does a non-spending player feel about this? How does a non-player that is not in any of those 4 categories feel about this? And Finn, I added that last part. We have to balance these. We have to balance these variety of perspective with also making sure the game has a healthy and long-term trajectory.
All right, so let's send it back to a possible rant by CG Affinity in the RSG studios.
Good.
Are they really that dense? I mean, seriously. So, just because we say an old player, he restarted the game 5 times?
Like, that's not... That, like, can I just tell you, like, that's not super great.
No! I mean, does he not understand what an old player means? An old player means somebody that started from the beginning, has been playing this account until the end game.
entire time.
If he misstated it, and this is an issue with
Sure.
the wording, he needs to say it, because restarted the game versus creating alts 5 times at different stages is different. The way this reads, he literally stopped what he was doing, created a new account, and started over again. That's what restarted means. Like, you restart.
Yeah,
Your
if you
entire-
do that, there's plenty of content in the game.
Of course, because you're always going to be a new player. Like, you have no idea the perspective of the players that have been playing for longer than... Based on this, if he's done it 5 times and the game has been around for, 4 years? That means every 8 months or so, he's restarting it? I mean, that's kind of silly.
It was
9 months.
who allowed Capital Games to restart the stream Finity.
So that means that 9 months is how old his latest account is, which means that his account would be 3
Like,
months old.
Barely 85.
Yeah, he'd be missing 3 years and 3 months worth of content.
He's never at in-game content like that.
No. So maybe he stated this poorly, and I hope he clarifies this, because saying he restarted the game 5 times in order to show that he's a old player is
Not
not
what we do.
That's
It's not- no,
quite
that is
what,
not-
yeah.
like,
Does
this is
not compute.
man. If
Roger.
nothing
Yeah.
else, this just proves how disjointed they are from the community.
Use the starting 5 times. Me Saliki.
Now, if it's been
Now
5 alts,
go
that's
to
a
the
different story.
planet
But
core.
I mean, seriously, this is kind of silly.
but they're working on it.
They're working on it apparently.
I
I
mean,
As long
I
as
don't
they're
know.
working on it.
Yeah, because with any new variety, they restart their account to see what it's like from the beginning and have no idea what it's like at the top.
Well, they're working on the new game, not this one. So
Yeah,
they're
I
working
know.
on it.
Yeah.
All right. So
They work
with
hard
that, I think
for
we can.
the money.
This is so sad. I mean, we didn't really get
So
any of the
hard
major
for the
nuggets.
money.
If you're looking for some of those nuggets you're talking about, Grande, there is one point where they said that the KOTOR was not in it for the next 6 months, and then they said 7 months. which means maybe at 8 months we're going to get some KOTOR stuff if you're kind of reading into their comments, which we always do. So that's pretty much the only thing we really got out of this, and the fact that they prefer to talk to Galactic War Report because they feel that they are more professional journalists, I think.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but that's pretty much what they said, that they felt that Galactic War Report was more of the professional journalists, which is maybe why they're not coming to YouTube. I don't know. But that's what it is. So those are kind of the nuggets that we got. So with that, we'll end on that response from Top Hat, which is a fun response. If there is anything new that comes into the Q&A,
sure
we'll post it. Crumb said we still got a few answers left to post. But we're going to wrap up this month's QA. So we'll keep an eye on it. You guys can check it out later. Right now, they're not really putting out anything of major substance. So we have kind of what the main takeaways are from this, but we'll still track it. And thanks to Maz for donating in the super chat.
Yes, we'll spin the wheel.
And yeah, we will spin the wheel of commercials.
Have you been playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and felt like this lately?
Drevenex.
Or how about
because you probably still had it clicked from before or something.
Oh, I hit something. Oh, here comes all the donations. Oh my.
Oh yeah, they're all going to fill the cup now.
Oh, here they come. Here comes that pickles and porgs and other stuff. Oh, it's going to fill the cup nicely. So there's something, you know. All right, we're going to play. We got to do the wheel. So
Slashman Rhodes, we were professional until we had somebody with a squid hat.
And we're spinning the wheel. We're spinning.
I'm a Kraken.
We were very professional.
I'm a Kraken. That's what my hat is.
What commercial are we going to get? It is Wells Fargo 2 for the lovely Maz, who donated so graciously. We will end on that, and yeah, so let me pull it up.
Wait. Don't play the commercial yet.
What?
We need to shout out the other donations, because I don't think we shouted out Minnie Mouse's donations.
Well, yeah, for the
we were reading it. Sure. Did you read those or no?
I think we hit that he donated. I think so.
Yeah, let me read his super chat.
Yeah, I don't want for the copy.
Before we go into it, yeah. So we want to read it. It's just this one's a little bit different because we can't keep everything on the screen. So, Miniature Namikaze question. If it's professional, why didn't you do your hair? I did, actually. My hair actually has product in it.
And
I like the messy look. It's actually this really cool stuff. So I normally use like this, it's not like a paste. I can't remember what it's like a cream. But the container is too big, and I wanted something for travel size.
I got some cream for your hair.
So I talked to my hairstylist, and she gave me something else.
It's just to say it was done. You don't have to get the whole spiel, man.
Well, he asked the question. So I got something from American Crew, and it's actually really nice.
Just 3/4 Okage stuff, man.
Cool.
So
cool
his
story,
next one
bro. Cool
is
story, bro.
Miniature Namikaze. Finn, can you do your Kermit impersonation? Hold on. Actually, Ranger, I'm going to prepare a Kermit cutout for me to do the impersonation. So if you want to start the commercial, I will have it ready by the end of it.
Oh, goody. So here we go. The commercial of Meet Mice.
Were you excited when you downloaded Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for the first time? Did you soon realize that you didn't have the money to get high enough in the game quickly and just found that time was passing you by? Do you try to hide the game from your girlfriend because she has a 7-star Kenobi and you don't even have Galactic War unlocked yet? Then it's time that you come to Wells Fargo. We aren't like other banks. We don't block your account just because you want to spend money on a mobile game. Only got a penny? Not a problem. That's what loans are for. Need non-US currency to keep the popo off your back? Have some Australian currency. We have a lot of it. We're a legitimate bank. We're international. Let Wells Fargo loan you money, and all you need to do is learn how to not be a noob in the game. And Wells Fargo is constantly planning improvements. After our first round of marketing, we have increased our advertising budget. We have gone from 1 cent to 6 cents. That's a 500% increase in our budget. And now we are the official banking sponsor for Reality Skewed Gamers. So come on by and mention Grande Patron for a special bonus discount. Here are a list of our locations separated by the states.
and we hope to see you soon at one of our locations.
All right, there we go. All right, we got Kermit. Oh, we have Kermit the Frog from another foreign country version. Kermit, would you like to say something?
Hello, this is Kermit the Frog from Sesame Street. Thank you everybody for joining us for this question and answer session. Please do not ask why my finger smells like pork.
Well, I can tell you why.
No, please do not. That is a secret between us Kermits.
Now everybody knows why this is the correct way that your finger will smell. Why don't you share it with everyone? Because sharing is caring. Yeah.
No, we have already heard enough crap from CG today. We don't need anything more from the Kermits.
All right. We will not give the answer. But if we were, it would be Miss Piggy. Yeah.
No. I am out.
All right, Finn, get that crap off and let's say
But he did his voice. I loved him.
Yes.
I love for him to do. He did it. He did his voice.
There you go.
I knew that voice was
somebody
coming.
just did something. Hold on, let me switch back.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
baby.
Go,
The fourth Okage. We need Ben to do it.
That was for you, fourth Hokage.
God, I'm dying over here. This looks
I knew he would do that voice eventually if I asked nicely.
There you guys go.
Great.
That's Kermit. Yes, that is Kermit with a Spanish/Portuguese accent. with a little bit of Native American Choctaw in there.
It's Mexican Egyptian. Get it right.
Mexican Egyptian.
All right, let's go ahead and sign out, Ranger.
And fourth Hokage just donated $2. Says we need Finn's Kermit to do a commercial. We do. All right. Anything you want to say, Finn? I'm too tired. My voice is going.
All right. So you guys know about us, hopefully. We're Reality Skewed Gamers. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, longest running SWGOH live stream. Please make sure that you guys join us for that. And otherwise, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and we will see you next time, guys. Thanks for joining.
All right. Peace out. I'll let you guys later.